Happy Monday, everybody. Oh, it's not Monday at all, so. Happy Tuesday. Already. Let's go, baby. I don't hate it. I definitely don't hate the fade from here. From yesterday's same area, we kind of broke out of this spot overnight last night. So, you know, could come up into that overnight high. That could be your only upside, you know, draw right now, right? But otherwise, kind of looks like you may be right. You may be right, but you may be wrong. Yeah, see it pushing to overnight high. So you're gonna so you enter what, like a half a size and want to push it into the highs? Or you didn't enter.
Stop filled.
Oh, my other contract's filled somehow, so it's shorting from there. Oh, I don't want this open. So you got one in right now. Looking to see if it'll pull back into that zone. I'll watch this overnight high for this contract here, for this entry. I'm going to be mindful of, you know, how this acted this morning. You got this here, then you got this playing out right now. Could be a nice little short from here. You know, might not have had. So you didn't take anything yet. Okay, sounds good. It could leave us behind here. You never know. On the 30-minute, we have a nice high tail here. You can see that there, wicking off. That 35.75 level overnight played out pretty nice. You can see, you know, at 1 a.m. we rallied up, held above it, and then we fell off. We might want to clean some of that up. So let's just see what happens right here in 1 minute on the open. If this is going to continue to flush or if it's going to be a bounce play up to the overnight high since we are so close to it. Nothing that I wouldn't want to take. I just got to wait for that open, that's all. Let's see if this will pop off. We have 20 seconds here. If it's going to hold this level here, that 35 3/4 right down here was like the line in the sand overnight in that zone there. So if we can continue to flush this, then we could get a nice little push to the downside through to those lows. But right now it looks like it's popping off.
Stop.
And that's going to be out, that one there. Watch this overnight high, this opening range here. If you're mindful of these levels here, right? This zone, you have the high end there. We have 775. Microsoft pushing above its 406.18. Apple also bouncing. Nvidia kind of just looking to push to the downside. So let's be mindful of this overnight high level and see if we can get a rejection there. If we do reject this also, if we could fail this, then we could short it from here, right? This is a big pop right off the jump. Big pop right off the jump. This blue level was that high from two sessions ago, so might want to clean that up. So this is a decent opening range. Right here is 100 ticks, 106 ticks. didn't quite get to that high, right? We were a few ticks off of that high, bouncing off of this little area here, right? That breakout spot. Anything below here, I would like to take. I don't want to take it with 5 contracts. That's for sure. A failure of this bottom, to me, would roll over. But I would like to see it up here. I would like to get something to tell me in that area that we're gonna get short. I don't have those accounts copied currently. I like to reset my bot so it's not jumpy. Oh, settings. It won't copy anything if it's not. It doesn't have anything. 97 save. Oh. 203. Save. Run. Yes. Oh. I think I'm in on this, but I can't see. Okay. Come on, get rid of these things. All right, there we go. So we're in short 2 guys here through the low of that opening range. Let's see how we could take this down. I may look to take one off down here, right at the base of this, just to catch a little piece of that. It's fast mover right now. It's kind of holding up right here. Could look to be catching us on a bounce, but realistically, that flush, that push up, that initial push up, looked to get a lot of longs involved. Possibly didn't quite clean up the overnight high, but I think a flush of this opening range low kind of tells me that there is definitely weakness in this market here. I just want to kind of play that out and see if I can get this one off right here. And if I can get that one off there, then we can look to see if we can trail that other contract. That I want to get to the base of this, actually, right here, to VWAP. Come on, doesn't adjust correctly. So if we can get that guy off there, then we should be able to. There we go. I'm gonna adjust this one guy here. So we have a stop above that previous wick. Now we're just gonna kind of let this other one run down, see how much of this we could take now. We are up. I'm gonna use VWAP at the moment. Just a little bit of a break. No, I'm gonna go right over to break even. If it doesn't bounce from VWAP, we should get the flush down even further. Nvidia is flushing. I want to get this down back into the zone if it's gonna continue to flush. That like I said, that 3850-ish level is that rejection point. You can rotate down all the way down to 700 if we can get it to continue. If not, we're gonna get stopped out here, which is fine. We got some coffee delivery here. Coffee delivery service, daytradingcoffeecompany.com.
Always.
That's right. Still feels really heavy to me. I'm going to move my stop above this candle here and then let it go. VWAP is now our stop. So good catch, good call there, Ray, on that fade. I like that short after the failure of that breakout there. That was really what we needed to maximize on this. So now we're just maximizing our gains here for the day. Really looking to see how much of this downside we can get. I want to see it down to 700. If we can get down to 700, we're going to get a little tighter with the stop. Right now, even, I'm going to get above value area low here. That's an important level there, right? Good job getting in and out there, big boy. Let's go. Come on now. This thing can continue to flush. We talked out the reasonings why we were looking short there really quick right off the jump. A push up like that, very hard push on the open, usually tells me that they're trying to grab some liquidity to short some of that overnight inventory, and we're out on that as well. We took a grand total of, we took off 185 plus 320 for 500 on that there trade to start us off today. There's a lot more in this to the downside, I believe, but we're not trying to give a lot of that back on a move like that early on in the day. So good first trade of the day. Way to get ourselves a buffer, up 505 on that trade there. So big time, good time move there. Fueled by Day Trading Coffee Company because the wife brought it in right just in time for the flush. So let's update that P&L to green 505. One trade, one good move. That's all you're looking to do here. We're talking out levels to levels. We're talking about fading extremes. This could still rotate. I would like to have trailed that a little bit looser, but realistically, based on the way I've been trading the past week, I don't mind taking, I'm risking 200 to make 5 there. It's a no-brainer to take some tighter trail on a move like that. Especially there's the value area low there. You had some interest here overnight. You were likely to even possibly pop all the way back up to the other side. So now we're watching 700. NVIDIA caught a little, I like to trail fast move, like I've said in the past. Fast moves, I trail them fast. Slower moves, I tend to trail slower. Yep. Just because the faster it goes down, the faster it can rebound right back up. That's usually what my experience, especially with NASDAQ, is. NVIDIA is still pushing down. Microsoft gave a pretty decent pop there above that 406.18 level. So something like this could give us that bounce, that an Apple too. So everything's bounced. And Amazon pushed pushed up high there, and then dumped off right afterwards. So that is being dragged down by the NASDAQ. I think everything's kind of being driven by the NVIDIA trade here. So if that thing does catch a bounce, then this also should bounce here at 700. So that's a great target there. We ticked off right on that 700. The bottom of this here, the low, was 702 quarter. That's just the zone acting as the zone. We're going to continue to watch it, see what we can get. What else can we get here? Everything's pushing down. Microsoft whipped that 406 pretty hard there, and then it's rejected again. I think this level here, 406.18, that zone is going to continue to act as a very important level until it doesn't, until maybe we crack the lows here and we push down, or if we crack the high end of this trend line that's coming, kind of holding it back, then you might get that next little push to the upside. But realistically, if it's going to start to sell off below 406.18, then the rest of the market's probably going to follow. We got NVIDIA, also that wick off bottom there below that pre-market low, grabbing some liquidity, possibly could rotate it up higher. If not, if that falters again through that low, you could continue some downside. We are super extended on NVIDIA. Profit taking could happen at any point. Right now you're looking at, this isn't important anymore. I'll steal this line though. We are right in this, it's not perfect, but you had this kind of upward trend here that's starting to falter now, right? You got the upper end of it. It's probably more important there, right? This crack of this low here does tend to possibly roll it down, but you got also this level here. I call it there. That's pretty important, and it could roll over. Like I said, a flush of that could lead to a flush in the NQs. Fast and fast, dudes. Sitting up a nice little 505 to start the day. Looking to see if we can capitalize on that a bit more. But we're going to look for good opportunities. We're not going to just take anything, right? We're going to see what we got that's going to give us a chance to actually minimize our risk, maximize our profits. We're not going to just diddle in the middle here where I'm between technically two 30-minute zones that I like to look at here. That 30, like I said, that 35 3/4 level was a very important level for me, and then down to 695.50. That's going to be another key important 30-minute zone that I'm going to look for if we do push down. That's down here, 695. I'm sorry, 695. 35 is important as well. 695 is up here, right? So it's got to get kind of through this. You see how was this last night? was pretty much like on the open again. We flushed through it and then we held below it. Once you pop up and hold above 700, that's, the key to more buying coming in. If you could break through 700 and do the same thing on the other end, right? We break through it, we come back into it and roll over, do that same thing. You could get this thing to roll to that overnight low. Overnight high to overnight low rotation. With this sort of tight overnight high and low, we could definitely clear that out on the pretty early in the session, I think. Once we get to these levels, that's when we'll start to make another decision. I'm sorry, I don't think I was on that chart. If we get to these levels here, we'll start to make another decision on whether we're going to like to make another move or not. We're up 505 to start the day. Got a little buffer, definitely looking. So I'm up 505 on the 50Ks. On the 100K, for full transparency's sake, last night I was messing around with some of I got home from work. I was doing some trading company, coffee company work on the computer. I saw an opportunity in the overnight session over here. Where was I? It was like midnight. It was before midnight. So it was in this range here. We reached the same zone where I was looking to short now. I took a couple shorts off this level here and rolled it down, and I went up a couple $100, almost $800 on it, $700 or something on this kind of move here. The markets overnight are super slow, very grindy. Like they move very tick for tick for tick, especially up until 2 a.m. So I just wanted to kind of be transparent with that account. If you do notice if it is a little bit more profitable than the other account, it is only because I took a trade overnight on it. Everything else, same today, 505. I took that overnight just to, I want to kind of work some things out with levels and seeing what kind of action we get on the overnight session. I was working a little bit on size, trying to build into some bigger positions because I know on the overnight session I could get much tighter risk tolerance. I could see, levels play out a little bit. Not that they play out better, but they're less whippy because there's not as much players in the market that are actually taking trades. So I played with a little bit of size, took short trades, quick trades, and I wanted to kind of see what I could do from there. And it worked out nice, but I don't know if I have the wherewithal to do both sessions. The ES just broke through the high of the day, and NASDAQ's still dragging down. So there is a divergence here. You got to see which is going to be the leader. If NASDAQ's going to pull it down, maybe look to see if to fade highs on the on the ES. So ES right here, you can see pushing up higher. NASDAQ right here, also 30-minute, pushing lower, right? There is a divergence here that we need to see which is the right set of information, right? Anybody over on YouTube or even in Tradecaster, I know Ray's in here. Anybody in YouTube's world, we're doing a giveaway. When my Tradecaster stream hits 25 viewers in a day, I know a lot of people in the very early session, we usually have only a couple, but as the day goes on, we usually grow it up. So if by 11 o'clock on any trading session day, I'm aiming for Thursday this week, so the more people you get on for Thursday, the better. That's probably going to be the day it'll happen, Thursday or Friday. If we can get 25 people on the stream, if you're back here on YouTube looking at it, you click over on Tradecaster, start your 7-day free trial over there, and get yourself over to Tradecaster. There's a ton of really good information over there. You don't just have to trade for me. You trade with any of the awesome traders that we have over there. I think there's almost 30 of us. It's a really, really good spot for learning and growing and less fluff. You don't have all the YouTube guru type. Everybody over here, is looking to become better traders, help each other out, and grow your accounts. So if I can get you one free month, you could build on that, and then maybe make 1 or 2 good trades and pay for your lifetime membership right off the jump. So just be mindful of that. Looking to do that. Try and grow this account to 25 viewers come on Thursday or Friday. Likely Thursday. I would like to do it because Friday's a day that a lot of people don't trade. You can see the NQ still trying to have that heaviness to it. The delta is kind of very interesting here, that it's almost acting as like a liquidity grab here where it's got wicks. I don't see delta act like that very much, so I want to see. So since I don't ever really see this kind of whippy action with delta and price action kind of doing very similar things, diverging, and then we also have the ES here pushing highs, I want to see what happens with this. I don't want to take the trade because it's something I've not seen before, where I think that I can execute on it realistically with this push down. Now, if this breaks this low, then this should continue to push to the downside. However, we are right at that 700 number. Being up on that first good trade right here could, like I said, we could have trailed it a little bit better, but realistically, as best as possible, because we ended up bouncing. We took out $500 on it, so I'm happy to have that as far as my first little trade of the day. If we crack 700, observe how it acts in this zone here. If it flushes it hard and then holds below it, you could take some shorts down through and into that overnight low, and even beyond into these lows down here. I'm going to get rid of these. I'm waiting. Because this delta is pushing really, really hard. It's kind of giving you a front run on all the sellers coming here. So they broke through 700. If they break through with some force, then you can get that continuation. If it's the divergence where ES is leading us to the high side, NVIDIA broke that low again. So I'm going to say that this thing is going to continue to flush down now. There you go. There's a little bit of a flush to the downside. Continuation. We were short from, I would love to have had that entry up there. Just the way that move happened, it could have ripped our face off, right? So I didn't enter anything up here. I wanted to see this candle get canceled out and hold below our zone, which we did. We got a short right below the opening range low, and we trailed out one at VWAP, and then once we kind of started to move price down to the lows, we moved our trailing stop to up here, and we got whipped out, and it continue down to that 700 level. Obviously, you can see now this is a big whippy candle here. If it does hold there and rotate through 700, be careful because the ES is strong. But like I said, NVIDIA did crack the lows, but also did the same thing here. Gave it a little wick off bottom. If NVIDIA starts to rotate, then also, and Microsoft is pushing down right down to that 406.18 level, and Apple broke through 188.18. So it's just a wick off top. Could it be, or could it be a continuation play? We just bounced off of 17,695.50 on the NQ. So, nice. Nope, MST is not what I want. Microsoft, I want to see what happens at 406.18. Like I said, I'm not taking a trade here. You can see that that's continuing to rotate down. Watch that overnight low. If it does clean up, then this could be a bounce play. If not, the heaviness continues. I want to see Microsoft hold 406.18. That's really the key to this whole thing, because NVIDIA did crack and now it's cracking again. Apple failed the high and it's now trying to rotate. Amazon also rotating down. So everything is rotating to the downside. It seems like the NQ it held the ES down from breaking out to new highs. So if you're looking to play laggards, the S&P looks like it's possibly lagging that NQ, okay? Microsoft failed the 18s. Hell yeah. Good shit. 40 more points or ticks. 40 more ticks. You can see this level overnight just cracked. Overnight low cracked. Could be the floodgates opening, or we could get a divergence strategy here and rotate back up. this is all the things that I watch. Like I said, that 664 level was important on that 30-minute, right? We got that here. You can see it was low, low. We just cracked that low again. Could look to rotate through now the breakout point from 2-2 on Friday. So that's 641 level again, which is down here. If you get this rejection, you could get the strategy to play out. But we are really heavy today. I don't necessarily see this thing catching a bid right this second, but you never know. Nvidia seems to be the leader here, so watch it. You can see what I mean on Nvidia. Kind of taking out those lows there. But we do have a little bit of a wick down at the 680.99 right here. So possibly look, that break down there will rotate us down to lows. A re-acceptance into this zone, and then if you get to the high end of this channel after a failed breakdown, look to just be mindful of that trend line crack. It's there. It would be the third or fourth touch up here, and Nvidia has been so strong that I wouldn't be opposed to buyers stepping in once again and just kind of ripping our faces off. So just these are the things that you have to be mindful for, especially at these levels here. Great trade early. We got in on that breakdown. We trailed out a little tight with that one guy, but we're happy with taking that. Like, hindsight being 2020, you could always say, "Oh, I could have held longer." But realistically, you can only hold as long as your rules allow you to. So, like I said, we're up 505. Seeing if we can catch another to get us a little bit of a bounce in our account here. Maybe put us up another 505. Let's see if that rotate. That's 1300 on that rotation to the low. This is what I was talking about here. This zone, if you flush it, come back into it, reject it, you can look to rotate it down. If you rotate down again a second time into the overnight low in a heavy market like this, and you continue on with your delta, it doesn't diverge totally where it kind of pulls off and doesn't give you new lows, then you could possibly look to see if this thing will continue to flush down into that 40 level. You do need help from Nvidia and Microsoft and Apple. Right now they're just sitting on those levels, right? Nvidia's sitting there. Microsoft, big wick off, sitting right on top of that 406.18 level now, trying to push down again. Apple holding at those highs, and Amazon rotating through lows. Google, GOG, pushing lows. So these are the names that you got to be paying attention to. NVDA. I want to see that Nvidia thing break down again. You get through this. You saw that flush that we had yesterday right on open. We flushed this uptrend here. I can get rid of this because it's not relevant right now anymore. I don't need that. But we flushed that level, came back up, sat above it, looking to see if we do rotate through the bottom of this zone here. This is the value area high that I said from last week. Could look to rotate down. I'll show you the value area high based on VWAP from last week, right? You can see most of the price stayed within this being the high end of value. It's a one standard deviation from the volume average weighted price, right? So that's what that is there. We rotated right up to the high of that. We've been sitting on it. If we flush in and rotate back down, you could rotate all the way back down to value area lows from the previous week. If you reject it and you continue on to the upside, that's an acceptance above value and you can rotate higher. But it doesn't look like that's what wants to happen, right? looks like it still wants to rotate down and push through that low. Of that low, that value area is 6160, 6061. So that's right over here. We are, like I said, we came right to a tick on this zone here. Delta's not developed, is congruent, right? So we're getting good sellers here at this level. So you could probably look to get this down to 40, at least 41s, which is that breakout point from the previous session. But be mindful of this right here. Let's see, I'm gonna make it array so you can see it. Boom. This here acted as support once. We have 1, 2. This could be the third with no new highs. So if you crack through here, a crack of this level right there at around that, wherever it gets to, if it's that 4150, this could be a really big flush point, because that'll break that downtrend, that uptrend holding, right? That would hold. We've held. We made technically lower highs here. We never quite cleared over these highs at 74, 76. We never made it up there. So if this breaks down through that 4150 level, you can definitely look to anticipate a nice little selling pressure, continue to push down to 585. A failed breakdown, you can get that rotation back to highs. So we're going to be watching that 4150, the top end of this yellow zone, for a decision, because that's really going to be a really important spot. So we're going to make a little, we can't do that with this. Let's just leave it alone here. I'm going to watch on the 30-minute. You can see it here, the 30-minute. Waiting to watch this spot right here to see if this will flush it. If we get a good flush here, I don't know. This was pretty serious support, right? Bounce, lower high, lower high, lower high. We wicked this morning like a nice little liquidity grab into a major zone. There's a lot of reasons why this thing could want to rotate back down. This could stay in this big wide range here for the time being until rate cuts happen or anything else happens, right? So just watch these levels. If it doesn't quite get to here, or if it catches the bid right at 4150 and starts to rotate higher, then maybe look to see if it does rotate through those highs. But we are watching that 4150 intersection, and if we kind of hold here and base, then we're going to be watching the 6450, as this kind of progresses. So just be mindful of it, okay? That's a very big, important level there. Let's see if I can draw it up on here. Sitting here up 505, watching this bottom end of this overnight low cracked, but didn't quite flush here. If you break here, you may flush down to 41. We're watching 4150 for a flush point on the trend line. If it gets to there and it doesn't break down, there's a chance that it may bounce right off of this level and rotate hard off to the highs. Watch VWAP as your first target. If it does flush, I want to see how hard it does flush, because that's a really, really important level there. So that's really accelerating right down at 4150. So we just broke the low. As I mentioned, if we came up into here, we were going to rotate. If we continued down with good delta, which we did, right? We pushed solid delta right at the overnight low. You could look to flush it down to 4150. 4150 right here, right now, is the trend line play. To play either if you expect it to bounce off the trend line and it holds, then you are good. If you're looking to sell it through here, watch it flush, because it's the third touch on this trend line here. If you can see it on the 30-minute, we got 1, 2. This is the third time here. We are also at that major breakout point from Friday. So if you do flush that, you could expect to see maybe we get down into this range and even further down to 513. Do I know if it's going to be today? No, I don't know anything. However, when trend lines like this on 30-minute time frames flush, they tend to go. And then also we got the S&Ps playing along as well here. You can see it breaking in a previous support area as well. This is really, really, yeah, very important spot here. So let's watch it very, very carefully here. I may take a breakdown. I'm not a huge continuation guy. However, if it's going to break here, I think it's going to break with some power. So I might just take a one contract and see what happens with it. Just need to know where my out is on it. Probably in that range there. 310. If NVIDIA rolls, then this all will go. But if it does want to play the bounce play here, it could. I'll take it there. If it goes. Just a quick shot at it. See if it wants to rotate over to the downside through that trend line break. It is the third touch on it, like I said. So if it's going to be a hard flush, we should get this thing to flush pretty hard, like I said, and like those trend line breaks tend to break and go fast. The S&Ps broke an old trend line that was kind of acting quasi important. It rotated down through 49.63.75. So if this breaks through 41s, it could break with some good gusto. Gusto is my word of the week, apparently. Okay, I took one here. See that thing crack that low there? Let's see if it is a true break and it's going to continue to flush down, or if we're going to get a rejection, a hard rejection here. I'm going to be kind of quick with this trail, like I usually say. I'm going to leave my stop right there, break even. You know what? Yeah, above this candle. Because if it's going to reject and fail the breakdown, then so be it. We'll get out. If it's going to continue down, like I said, it should continue all the way down to 585. So we're just watching this crack. Trendline cracks seem to be working out here. Let's see if we can get this thing. Fast move, fast trail, right? Fast move, fast trail. Let's get this thing to rotate down. Just trying to catch a couple $100 on it on the break. We didn't. We stopped out there at even. No big deal. No blood, no foul there. I just didn't get that complete follow through on it. Maybe now we're going to possibly reject that trend line, rotate to the higher end of this. We're up 515 now. Basically just washed our hands of that. Would have got stopped out for a full loss, so good on that. Missed out on 195, but that kind of flush, you want to see it dump off really quickly. So that was possibly a rejection point. We do have now short time frame there. This is just purely a very rough trend line. I'm not going to play a breakout of this. I'm not going to start jumping in and out of these trades here, right? But like I said, 41 is super, super, super important. We did take that flush down. It didn't flush totally. Maybe this move here right now, this secondary push through it may look to break it for real. And then you get the total flush. Do I want to take a second shot at it? No, because I don't like to play breakdown momentum strategies. Especially I'm up, 505 on the day, plus or minus. I'm up 515, so you threw a couple contracts in there. So basically, 505 still. If you are a momentum player looking to play trendline breakdown type moves, you're breaking through it right now. The 4150 is the actual spot where I say the breakdown happens. So like I mentioned, I don't want to have any like sitting orders. This flush here could get you that rotation down to 74s. Really, really nice call out there. There you go, Ray. Love it. Love to see what you're doing there with the micros, playing your strategy as you should be. every day just growing and growing and growing. I think you're doing a great job. Sorry, I gotta do a little order action here on Day Trading Coffee Company. Marketing contacts. Yeah, I think we can definitely continue to rotate to the downside here. Subscribers, can I add one here? Look at that bounce up there at 42. Forgot that I had that on that screen there. No biggie. Just working on some codes and stuff. If you saw some of the free codes there, you could get yourself a little discount on daytradingcoffeecompany.com. I'm trying to work the back end. Didn't realize, I totally forgot that it was on this screen there. It's all good. There is your flush to the downside that I was talking about, right? Pushing through these lows here. That 41 level, I said, you crack that trend line, you're going to break down to the downside. So if you are playing this, this is the area, right? Now your target's going to be 574. So we played this, the first break of it, didn't quite get it. I mentioned that you could possibly take that second breakdown through here and continue that flush. You had to have sort of a tight risk on it just because you could rip this thing off and reject that trend line. But realistically, now that you've broken down through it, this could be the good trade here that you're looking to get to continue down on here. That was a really nice push, really consistent, right off that kind of downtrend that we had going here. So the downtrend intraday here, a shorter time frame, 1 minute time frame. Then you're looking at a failure of this zone, which is a key price point, right? It's a breakout point from Friday, right? That's where we got a rally started from. And then on the 30-minute, you can see this trend line here, we cracked that there, right? It had how many touches on 3 touches? That was the third touch. 1, 2, third touch. Look to rotate back down into that 85 area at least. If we do get some good continuation on this to the downside, then you can look to see it continue to flush. I think that that's where price kind of wants to be. It's been at these highs for a bit. NVIDIA, you can see, helped out a lot by breaking down from the lows. I'm sure Microsoft also followed after that kind of flush. Look at that 406.18 level left that behind. Apple also trying to push back up to that high there, which is interesting. AMZN flushing lows. So just pretty much everything is flushing lows. Apple is kind of supporting it a little bit. If you break out of this and up back through 40, let's call it 43.75, then possibly you could look to see this thing rotate back if it's going to be a failure of the breakdown. So those are the 2 ways that you could be looking at this trade here. And then you could also look at a donut. Policing pips, donut time. Cops love donuts. Traders love donuts. Sitting up 505. I would love to see this thing continue down for anybody who took that breakdown of that trend line there. Oh yeah, gotta really enjoy every drop of that donut there. All right. So like I mentioned earlier, we had the divergence going on. S&Ps were pushing through highs, right? NASDAQ was getting a little bit dragged down. We were diverging on the 30-minute. ES was making brand new highs, trying to break out, and the NQ rotated back down. As NQ started to push down, the ES started to catch up. You had a divergence trade there if you wanted to take that. That's a pretty good move to do if you can figure out who's the leader, who's the laggard in the 2. A lot of times they work together. One does one thing, the other does the other, and then they start to catch back up. And then if they catch back up, you could possibly look to catch that little bit of divergence as your strategy, but you have to be careful because you got to know, try your best to understand what the dynamics are. The S&P is the 500 largest, NASDAQ is 100 largest, so it's going to move faster. It's tech heavy, so it's going to be more impacted by tech news and stuff like that. But as a whole, the entire market seemed to work in a coercive dynamic. So if you can see one diverging from the other, then you could possibly take a move there. So now you're looking to possibly fail that breakdown. There's a large wick through that level. If any of these names start to pop off, even though NVIDIA is still kind of rolling over, kind of holding us down here, have to make a decision on if I want to take the short through here or go long above it as a failed breakdown of that trend line. I could take one quick, one long up to that overnight low and then see what happens there. Delta is pushing up nicely. Apple was pushing those highs. Let me just check Apple before I decide to take a long here. If I miss it, I miss it. Yeah, Apple's pushing through those highs there. I want to take one here long. And I want to see if I could risk below here. If this is going to be a failed trend line breakdown, I want to see if I can catch a little piece of the bounce. Like I said, I'm not looking for a ton. I'm not risking a huge amount here. Half of what we kind of gained. But I just want to see if I can get this thing to push up to that overnight low once again. Just fading extremes based on some of these moves here. Looking to hold that trend line that we broke down on, but we didn't quite hold. So we're back above a pretty key level at 41.50. I got in a little later than I would have wanted to, but realistically, if this is going to continue to the upside, it will continue on. I want to see what happens. If it does get to that overnight low, that will be like a target where I would like to get tighter on my trail if it does get up that high. If this is going to fail 41s, I kind of don't want to be involved either. So I'm going to tighten up there. I don't want to be involved if it's going to fail 41s again. If it's going to hold 41s though and pop, then you could really look to see this thing kind of rotate. Looking to see if it'll pop. Get a little bit of a more pop, then I'll go to break even. So there we go. Popped off. Shouldn't come back to here if it's going to not. Should get up to that, potentially up to that overnight low. I'll set a take profit if it wants to rip city. We're up risk-free. So that's really, really good entry there. I don't mind. Whatever happens here, happens here. I like to see this thing up to that overnight low and possibly beyond. Usually when I fade extremes like this, I'm trying to get the VWAP, but I kind of don't trust this move to be a true breakout, retracement. So I'm probably going to get stopped on my thing there. Cool with me. Flatten that. We are up 565 on the day, so that's good. Another quick little grab of some money there. I'll take it. 565. Every little bit helps, especially you can go risk-free there. The rejection of this trend line, this still could rotate high. I'm just not trying to give back a bunch of what I just gave, just earned, right? You don't want to do any of that. You can see kind of, if it fails 41 again, still could continue down, still could push this heaviness to the downside. If it, like I said, if it's going to be a failed breakdown of this kind of trend line break here at 41, then you should rotate back up. And there it is. That's that push now. You see it. I'm talking it out. You're getting now the other end of this, right? You made a new high above this previous swing here. You're going to need to see maybe come back down into here and hold that same level again, that 41.50. If this is going to be the trend line hold, you may even want to hold higher in that 45 area before you rotate even further. You want to get a delta divergence. Maybe if you try to push even lower, that delta holds up, then you could take that rotation back through again. I don't see this to be a V bottom, right? It's not going to go straight up. If it does, that's cool. We just kind of got trailed out on that. Could have went just completely risk free on it, but we would have got stopped out anyway. So realistically, the entry should have been above 41.75 with a stop below here. I was kind of watching Apple and just wanted to see what it was doing at these highs, see if it was going to break. Seems like it's failing that breakout. And Microsoft caught a little bit of a bounce after it flushed, but nothing crazy. You guys still see it's still pushing low. I mean, that's just Nvidia is still also pushing low. So this move here is possibly looking to continue to the downside. I only wanted to catch, like I said, I was really fast with that trail because I only wanted to catch this as a bounce. At most really up to that 670 level before we may continue back down. So yeah, I mean, same. I don't want to give anything back. That's why I'm quick. Just being mindful here of this area. Could flush that 41 once again. And be off to the downside. Watch that 41. If it flushes again here, possibly could be that next push. But if you make a lower high or a higher, a higher low here, you know, you get a little push. If you don't get that complete push down, or if you get a whippy candle here, you could look to rotate. You just kind of touched off right below it. You didn't get a good hard flush. So that trend line is still holding there. Could still get that bounce. It held it, right? You saw that? That's what you were looking for if you were going to take this thing further to the upside. You need to pull back on that breakout, accept some liquidity here, then rotate. But right now, we kind of just pausing. There's a high volume node here between 40 and 45, right? You can see that. You can see these volume nodes here, they act as magnets, right? So you be mindful of those. Price wants to kind of go where there's people who are willing to buy, right? So if you break through this volume node, then you probably will rotate up into this volume node. And, you know, same deal. Just where price wants to get filled. That's it. That's all it's looking for. We are heavy long here, so that short probably will play just purely based on the heavy longs.
Order filled.
I'll play that short there on this other account just to see if it'll play. Seems like it wants to flush once again. If it can hold below 41s, then we should get that full push down. But if it doesn't, if this is just a wick liquidity grab, then you may rotate up now from here. This may be the end of the flush, but it seems like it wants to continue to be heavy below that 41.50 level. 41.50 wants to be the line in the sand there. There's a flush. There's a push down there. That's a nice fast move. Okay. See how far down we can get this to go. If it's going to get to the areas that we're talking about below. If this is going to be a true breakdown now. Because that 41 did break. It's now through that high volume node without any issue. So watch the bottom here at 608.75. If we could flush that 608.75, then potentially you're looking at a free fall Tuesday here on the live stream of Policing Pips. Did not take the trade here. I will be transparent and show you that I did take it on this combine over here for what is this, take profit trader. So I'm looking to secure some of that. We are short. I want to see what happens at that 608.75. I've been kind of messing around with this account, not quite taking it too serious, which I shouldn't be doing because I'm really focused on these other top step accounts. On I'll secure some more of this. So right now we're sitting about 375, 400 in profit. We've just flushed the low. Still looking to push that 585 level, right? 585 is that next line in the sand. 574 right here. You have that target there as well. So just watch it. We're holding about 500 in profit right now on that account. So sitting up over $700 on that trade right now, floating. I'm gonna trail it as best I can to try and maximize some of the profits there. If I get wicked out now, it's okay. 610s were a pretty important level in the past, so I want to see if this flush is continuing. Like I said, 585 will be that full downside target if you're going to be holding this. If you're going to expect the flush right here to be just a false break at the bottom of our level, but kind of we got the same. We got confluence on the delta, everything making new lows. Nothing quite telling us that it's ready to totally catch a bid here, but I may get stopped out for that $500 on take profit there. My stop's at 613.50, so pretty much where my mouse is right now. I want to be just above there. I probably should be just above this candle here, above 620, but I don't. I got taken out there. I needed to secure some of those profits. Give myself another chance here. So we're flat on that. Okay, I took another trade super early today, an oversized one, so I was down 3. That one put me up 5, so now I'm down 3 again. So pretty nice little move there. That was nice. I like that. Good catch on that short there. So anybody watching, I did mention that was probably what was going to happen on there. So took it on an account so you could actually see what we were doing. I showed you that I have that other combine running. Now watch the break of the low again at 608. We did break that trend line, so I do think that we still have more left in this move here. I do have eyes on that 574, but 585 was it was a pure bounce point prior. Where's my chart here? It's this one. This is the one I want to see. NVIDIA is still pushing, but we wicked the bottom. Here are the levels that we were talking about, right? 633, very important. Down to 585 is the high end of this liquidity zone. And then you have all the way down till right below it. If we wick below that, like I said, I think any acceptance back into this range here tells us that we want to remain in value from previous week, which does lead us to have that range down to 350. So I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to try to build some selling pressure into here. You make some lower highs and rotate down into that area, but just be mindful of these zones on the way down. You could get some bids in those locations. Who knows how big the buyers are in those areas, but we use those 30-minute longer term liquidity areas as our targets and our entry points. So today so far working out, like I said, you can see on the screen up 565 across the 3 accounts on the top step combines there. And like I mentioned, I took the one overnight trade on the 100K. So I'm up 1,500 on that one. So I took the overnight trade, didn't stream it, didn't record it. I was really just kind of working on some slower market strategies with some size, and I wanted to just see how I can play with things. Made a little bit over $800 or $900 on that. So it was nice to kind of just see how that played overnight. But just watch, in today's streaming session, I'm not including any of those that P&L in our running total there on the bottom. So currently we're sitting 565 in profit. We did get that breakdown there. When did I start trading? Today or in my life? I start my stream every morning 8:30. I started trading around 2017 is when I first got the itch. I'm policing pips because I started in Forex around that 2017 time. It was like Forex, stocks, dabbling here and there. My real driver for initially starting was, if you can tell by the name of my stream, I was finding myself in between downtime just running through Facebook and Instagram and stuff and running through that mindless death scroll. And I decided that I didn't want to do that anymore, and I wanted to use that in between time to do something that would benefit me. And I was always interested in the financial markets and stuff like that, but I never really got any formal education on it or anything like that. So I swapped out Instagram and Facebook for taking courses and stuff like that, really trying to learn from people. So 2017, I started to take it pretty serious, on and off. So I switched from Forex over to stocks over to futures, back to stocks. Now I've settled on futures just based on the leveraging point. And I really like to have just one or two things that I look at every day without having to scan for a bunch of stocks and find the in plays and stuff like that. I got my SIE, my Series 57, because I did trade on a prop firm for equities. That was 2022. So I was considering maybe going back into it with them, possibly sometime this year before my license expires. But that will be, I'll let everybody know in my streams if I do end up doing that, because I do think that there is a lot of value in trading with the prop firm, or like a true equities prop firm, and working as a team. But yeah, so 2017, long-winded answer to your short question. So we're at there today. I've been with Maverick Trading as a Forex funded trader. I've been funded by Fivers, FTMO, all those companies. I just didn't like the manipulation that went on in the Forex funding world back in those days, and even up until now. And I just hate dealing with like the wide spreads and all these things. Trading NASDAQ and S&Ps, you get what you get. And especially when you're trading smaller size, your fills are pretty good. Slippage is very minimal for the most part, even on your own personal brokerages. So that's where I'm at with all that. Like I said, I was with Maverick. I was with, I did FTMO. I did Fivers. I did all those like funding companies over there. Now, on this end, the futures, I do trade with Top Step. I've been funded on and off. I lost my funding, my Express funded account at the end of last month, making stupid mistakes. So that's just on me, but we're pretty transparent here. So honesty is the best policy. Right now we're working on 3 combines, 250Ks and 100K, but all of them are up, a little over 1,000, 1,500, like about halfway to the targets. We're only a few days into those. I also have a take profit trader combine going. I have a link that they also gave me if you want. I did Apex. I've been funded by Apex a couple times. I got a little turned off by some of the things that I was seeing from them, and just the way that their volume of, hey, here's a free, $50 reset, $50, $10 combines. Like I like all, having all that leverage, but I don't like the intraday trailing drawdown, like position trailing drawdown, because I like to have, say like I have a runner on here, and I want to give some of it back. I don't want that to be affecting my bottom line, because it's still unrealized, right? So, yes, they force you into trailing fast, and it fits my personality to a point, but there are times where I want to try and let things breathe out, and it's acted in my detriment, where I've been funded, getting towards the point where my trailing drawdown is going to stop trailing, let a nice position go, and it comes back still in profit and losing an account. So that's why I've kind of shied away from being with Apex for now. I noticed that Take Profit Trader has the same rules, but I wanted to give it a shot, and I haven't ever been with them before, so I wanted to see what they were all about, especially because they do where you can take your payouts from day one. So if I can catch a couple good days after being funded, just start taking the money out and then not have to deal with that trailing drawdown as much. Intra position, just take my money and run type deal. Just trying it, because Apex also has all those payout rules, so it really forces you into a corner where if you don't take that payout, if you don't get to that certain point, you got to trade a certain number of days. There's a lot of nuanced rules. If that's something that you're good with, I don't have any other. I've heard that they pay out. I heard all this other stuff. For me personally, it doesn't work out over there as much as I like to. I would love to have just funding all across the board, with all these companies, but I've felt the most comfortable with Top Step. They do provide a lot of value. I've never had problems with their support. I know other people have had issues. I've been on and off with them for a few years, so I've dealt with them numerous times and always have good things to say. So I have no problems. There's got to be some rules in these accounts, obviously, because otherwise people would just be throwing on full size and screwing themselves over, and then also screwing the company over. And there's no way to be solvent that way. So we are failing this 4150 level once again. You know, you got this break of the low, maybe a liquidity grab. Delta was congruent, so you didn't get that divergence there to try and catch that reversal off of there. But realistically, what you want to see, if you're going to get this thing to rotate now, you know, up to view up and beyond, maybe back up to highs, seems like that's what it's been doing over the past few days, right? You got large push down yesterday, big push down into a key level. I don't have it drawn here, but it's on my other. I'll just show it here. Right, big push down yesterday into that liquidity zone and then rotate back up. Didn't quite get there today, but we did break through that bottom trend line here on the 30-minute. You can see it here, right? You broke through it. We had the touch, breakthrough and flush. If you caught that little move and secured your profits, that's what all you can do. That's what what you're looking for. Now you're failing that breakdown and looking to possibly rotate back up. If you accept above 64.50. That's the bottom here, right? Bottom. You know, we broke down, recovered it. Once we recovered it, we held it, we popped. So if we recover it again, possibly look for a pop above 664.50. Okay, lots of numbers there, which is up in value, right? This is the bottom of the value area, and point of control is still way up here. So price has spent most of the overnight session and into today up at that level. Just be cautious. We could just bounce around at these lows for a little while. The more touches, the more time we spend here, the less significant that 41 level is going to be, I think. But just be mindful of it. So anybody who's watching and later, I'm going to answer his questions. I'm going to do it in here. Started trading in 2017, tried Apex, just not for me. That's just so people who come here later, they see your questions, they don't get the answers, or if they want to ask it, they can ask it. But realistically, I like to kind of answer your question long-winded on stream, and then give you further confirmation on your chat there. I really am looking to try and get everybody over to Tradecaster later on this week. I'm giving away a free month if I could get the stream up to 25 viewers. So if you have any friends, family members, or trading buddies that you want to bring over here Thursday, if we can get 25 viewers by 11 o'clock, I'm going to give away that free month. As this stream starts to grow, maybe today and tomorrow, we can get some more people in here by later on in the day. I might stay on a little longer today just to kind of develop this, get a little more people on, so we can get that 25 viewer count on Thursday, or any day we hit that 25. If we hit 25 tomorrow afternoon, great. I'm doing the giveaway then. But if you can get some people over here, friends, family, trading buddies, I don't care who it is, just get people on the stream. Once we do get to that close to that 25 level, I'll lay out some rules. You got to go over to Instagram. I'm going to set up a post. You like the post, follow my coffee company, Day Trading Coffee Company, and then we'll do some giveaways also in the coming weeks as we keep the viewer base up. I can't give anything away if it's just two of you, because that's counterproductive, right? We want to try and get the viewership up. I want to give away things. I want to provide value in your trading. I want to be able to give you an understanding of what I'm looking at and what the markets might be thinking in terms of a macroeconomic environment, plus an intraday daily levels, because we are day traders at the end of the day. So macros don't really matter too much. It's just pure price action on the intraday. But if you understand what's going on in the grand scheme and tie them together with levels that have been priced in, then you can understand what you want to do on a day-to-day basis with a little bit more of an educated idea behind it. We are looking to see what's going on. It's 9:41. There are no real economic releases today. Nothing that's a red folder event. It's 9:41. We did get economic optimism that came in lower than forecast, which I don't think that's an important number at all. 10 o'clock is the household debt, which is going to be a ton of money. It's at 17.29 trillion previous. It's going to be more than that. Come 11 and 12, you're going to start to get some Fed speaking. Mester and Kashkari, they're going to start talking. You may get some jawboning going on. Then you may get a little bit of movement here and there if one of them starts to really talk stuff that we haven't heard before. But I'm guessing it's just going to be the same thing, reiterating what Powell's been saying, that the economy is still a bit strong for a rate cut environment, but we are going to be continuing to look at it, yada, yada, yada. And then you got the auctions for the bonds, which, 3-year notes, and more Feds come later on in the day. Tomorrow, 7:30, we got balance of trade, imports, exports, and then we obviously have crude oil every Wednesday. So just those are the things that we're looking at moving forward in the day, in the week. We broke through 41 again. This 30-minute chart is really telling us a story here. If you stick on that 1 minute time frame, I like to use it for a lot of information and my executions and all that. But if you just get stuck on it, you're going to start to tell yourself a story that doesn't quite line up with what's really going on, right? So if you look at the 30-minute here, we had a huge push up on February 1st, totally based out between the two zones here, and then we flushed the bottom of it, right? We came right down to this trend line that we're starting, right? This is the beginning of it, and we flushed right through key levels, pushed to these highs, have rotated back down, consolidated, right? This is a, break, consolidate, push down, false breakdown, rally to highs, accumulate some inventory here, push up to highs. Now you're consolidating. You get a false breakdown again, right to the trend line, bounce. Now we're just sitting in this range. Once again, we're trying to break this consolidation to the downside. This time, however, we're looking to see if we can flush and hold that initial breakdown, right? That initial breakdown came at that 17,585 level, and that was that first hard push to the downside. If you hit off of here again and bounce, you're not saying that price needs to be below where the price, this consolidation zone, so you probably will rotate right back to the highs at 641. With this wick off tail here on the 30-minute, it's telling you, all right, we got that big push to the high, right? Okay, so first off, you got that high there. You got another lower high, then another lower high. You got that big flush to start the day. You broke the trend line down, right? After we had 1, 2, this is the third touch here. You broke it down, grabbed some liquidity here in this chop fest, right? There's tons of orders here. And then you pushed back above it, grabbed some more liquidity there in the 30-minute time frame, right? You're seeing accumulation. Then you're failing that 41.50 once again. Now, as we approach the 10 o'clock hour, you're going to want to see where this 30-minute candle closes. If it closes in the bottom half of the body, you're going to see probably some continuation, especially if you flush below that 622 and 3/4 level where both of these bodies kind of line up, right? You want to see that on a 30-minute. If this 30-minute now breaks above here, holds, closes up in that top half of that and above the trend line and above the breakdown point, potentially you look to see a rotation back to the base of this consolidation, and then you have to wait and see if it'll break once again. If it does continue on, right, 30-minute hold, rotate down, then you could get that full rotation down to 585 and then be mindful of what happens there. You have to kind of think this way, because otherwise, if you're just looking straight here, all you see is we're going to break to the downside. We're going to break to the downside. Maybe we're going to break to the downside. Oh, we're going to break to the upside. And you're just getting kind of chopped around in a decision point. For the next 15 minutes, I give you the task right here of watch the 1 minute, but also watch the 30-minute and see where it closes, because especially the 10 o'clock hour, you're going to get the close of the London or the European area time trading. You're you're losing some of those players that are in the market. You're going to just be purely based on the New York, stock exchange hours, NASDAQ hours, and you're looking to see what happens in this zone as we fail to break above that 60 level, and now we're wedging kind of here, right? So, if you're going to watch it, just give it some time. It's not giving you any new information at the moment right now. It's just telling you it doesn't know where it wants to go. Do I want to continue down to 74, the 85s, right? Or do I want to recover some of this and push back into the highs, into this zone here, and, or even like into the 700s, right? Where does it want to find value? But give it the next 15 minutes, because you're not going to get a ton of brand new information until after that time comes. So all the players now have caught this move. Maybe they're securing profits. Bounce, 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 bounce. Maybe they're looking to add below here. Maybe they're looking to get out above here. If you break out above here, you might get a stop run flush, but then you may continue to rotate lower if you fail the overnight low. These are all things that you got to think of while you're going to go through a trade, while you're kind of thinking through things, right? These are just the way you try to keep yourself kind of out. Talk yourself out of some of these trades, because realistically, when I get myself into trouble, it's because I'm talking myself into hitting the button. And if I could avoid hitting the button, then I will be in better shape. I want to be able to hit the button when the time is right, when I can get a good flush of a level, when I can get a good rejection. My strategy calls for less continuation on breakouts, and more breakouts tend to fail more than they succeed. So I want to take the fade. So I like to see price get to an extreme level. I want it to get to one of my liquidity points, and I want to either buy or sell off of those levels, looking to rotate at least to the mean, or even beyond to the, like if I'm playing value areas, from value area low to value area high. If I'm playing overnight zones, I want to rotate from, like how we did here. We didn't come right to it. I mean, we came maybe a few ticks away from that overnight high, but we faded. We rotated from that overnight high right through the overnight low. That's the kind of move that we're looking to catch. We caught a small piece of it. That's all you can ask for, right? Try and catch a small piece of the move, and if you could stay in longer, then fantastic, right? Realistically, that's too much risk to the high end there. If I were to have just entered and left that stop above here and then trailed over swing highs, then I would still be in technically. No, I would be out right here. So if I got that trail off there, that's $1,900 per contract, right? I'm not in that kind of risk tolerance, especially very early in the day. A lot of these moves have been failing. Some of the strength coming into some of those names, aside from NVIDIA, NVIDIA was dragging us down and kept dragging us down. So really that's what we're looking at here. Our initial first target was going to be that 700. So overall, I mean, really the maximized profit I was going to get on that was probably going to be 700 per contract. So overall, we took a really good trade, trailed out, good on it. We did, took two contracts, took two of them, one off at VWAP, and tried to trail it down. We did try to execute the short through that zone there. We did it on the first break. We got a really nice push. Initially, I trailed it to break even because I didn't trust it, which is, good, because we would have been stopped above the zone, and we broke even on it. And I'm not trying to give back those kind of gains. And then we tried the other end of the V here, because sometimes we just catch this and it just continues on. So we were looking to see if we can rotate this to the overnight low, which didn't happen. So we secured $50 on it. And now we're just continuing to look to rotate through the bottom. My rules call for me to not take any trades within 5 minutes of an hourly close. I'm up 565 on this trading session. And most of my best trades come around after 10, between 10 and 11 a.m. So come that 10 o'clock hour, unless I get a high A plus, like no brainer, you better take this trade or else I won't execute anything else until after 10 o'clock. This is just gonna be a chop fest. Even if you do get a good breakdown or breakout, not necessarily that it's trustworthy at this time of day for me. That's just based on what I've seen, and it's really, for me, it's not an A+ setup, right? It is doing well to set us up for the short, right? We had a nice move. We're basing. We had lower highs, lower high, and although we've had higher lows here, we've had equal lows coming in, and now trying to even hold further down, right? We're below VWAP. It's a downtrend. Any sort of crack of this zone once again here could see us to get that continuation down. But also be mindful that you could look to get that one more flush to grab that liquidity to rotate us to the high side. So, but really based on the 30-minute candle, we're still holding that bottom third of that body in the wick. So heavy below that trend line, below the 4150 level. Like every little confluence that we are asking for on a close, we're getting. We're just not quite at the close yet, right? Because then come 9:59, this thing can pop up right above 41, right above that trend line, and now it sort of invalidates your short heaviness idea there, right? So that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm thinking through right here, right now. So hopefully that provides somebody some value. Pushing down through. I don't trust a buy here, Ray. Sitting up here, let's see, 565. All called out live on the stream here on Tradecaster, looking to give away I'm trying to avoid taking anything here, so I'm just answering some questions on the text machine. All right, it's 9:56. Like I said, you didn't get any. I hope that you kind of listened. If you were eyeballing any sort of trade here, to just pause till you get a close of a 30-minute candle here. Just because of the way everything has just been playing out for the day. What kind of new information did we get? Nothing, right? No real new information today. We pushed down from a supply zone, from the overnight high, broke through overnight lows, cracked the trend line on the 30-minute, on the third or fourth touch of it. We have a key level of 641.50, but nothing saying, hey, we need to drive down lower other than technicals and price discovery, right? We still got all that information from last week from Powell, no rate cuts, all that stuff. So do markets really want to be at all-time highs all the way up there? Not necessarily, because when the time comes for rate cuts, people who want to be buying and having some return on their purchases, they want lower prices, I'm going to guess, right? They don't want to be buying at highs now and then at rate cut time not really have much return because they're already at highs, and I bet you people are going to want to be taking profits on some of that stuff. Just to be kind of devil's advocate on it, we could possibly rotate down if they even do cut. So just be mindful of that. So we are 1 minute and 52 seconds away from that close, still holding. We tried to peek above it, still holding below there. You can see it right here. This is what we're looking at. We want to see this thing close in this bottom half, below that 41.50, below the trend line. If it decides at 59 to crack above it and hold in that upper third, you may be invalidating this breakdown, right? The 30-minute candles gives you a lot of information. I know Ray was talking about that he had a buy signal for himself at 613, but we haven't quite convinced ourselves that we're not going to hold below that 41 level and continue to rotate down and make this a true continuation play, a momentum type selling day. So, waiting and being patient, seeing if this will close. Yes, 613 sounds like a great number, but let's see what happens on that close on that 30-minute, and then you can look to rotate it. Look, if you do push down to there again, if you get a failed breakdown, and then you can take the buy off there. Or if, it's not the most ideal entry, but, you at least have some confidence that it will follow through, that you have that close of that 10 o'clock hour where, price starts to get a little bit less of the European crowd, more of the purely U.S., time frame period. Okay, so we are now in the new 30-minute. We closed there, right below that. We're in that bottom half of that candle, still holding below 41.50. A real good continuation idea is a breakdown below that 22, because that's where those bodies really kind of stopped, right? If you can get a breakdown of that 22, you could look to rotate down. If you get this on a 5-minute, if you look for a 5-minute candle that's in the direction of the trend and it's an inside 5, right? You want something, a 5-minute candle inside the body of the previous candle. So if this 5-minute candle, say, closes here, you can look to short since we're in the direction of this trade, right? If it breaks either end of this candle, then it kind of invalidates that. But realistically, you don't necessarily need that, because you're getting this sort of pattern here where you could rotate through the bottom. Any sort of inside candle. You did get an inside 30. So if you get an inside 5, inside an inside 30, that's price just kind of winding up, ready to pick a direction. So whichever break it takes, let's say this one closes, right, as like a doji here. If you get a breakdown of this 633, you could risk the high end of the 643 and see if you can get that flush. So if the 5-minute candle closes in the middle, call it an inside 5. a breakdown of that inside 5 in a continuation, in a wedge, in all these things that are confluence after you've now waited for that new 30-minute candle to form, to develop, to give you that information. And inside 30, you're kind of cheating on the inside 30 with the inside 5. Then you can look to see if that 5 inside 30 will break. That could be another confluence to keep your trend alive, right? Right now it looks like it's trying to kind of break through that bottom there. You still got 3 minutes left in this candle. It's not quite gonna give you a lot of time here. It's a very tight range there, 10 points. So just be mindful of that. Like I said, we're up on the day, 565. Nothing here, nothing quite yet telling me to pick a direction maybe it wants to pop if it fails it, but just like I said, that 30-minute closed below that trend line, closed below the 4150 level. So price seems like it stays heavy for now. However, at any second, price can pop and do whatever it wants. So this is just what we're eyeballing, right? You can see price just not ready to choose a direction. It's stuck right in the middle there. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm going to send off the kid.
Are you going?
Do you have any more coffee in there? All right. Still inside, still looking. Nice.
I put something in there. I was trying to do my night. Didn't you that for you there on the table?
Oh, you're not even here.
Yeah, I love you.
Hey, there's that breakdown that we're looking for. And we got the Chemex in here now, so we're ready. We're full of coffee. All right. Look and see if this will now continue now. I don't know if that was inside 5. I don't think the 5 held. Yeah, no, the 5 didn't hold, but you are getting a breakdown from that 41 level now. Watch the 22 point, 22.75. That's where those 30-minute candles kind of stopped and rotated around, right? So still really nothing giving me a ton of information. You did a decent, push down here, but not a lot of follow through on it. Sitting on a volume node, still in a consolidation point here. If you're looking at this thing, I'm gonna get rid of this. This is not important. Anything that's not important, I just get rid of. There's no need to have it on your screen anymore. Stuff like this, they will play, so I will watch them. Come on Thursday, or if we can do earlier in the week, I'm looking to do a free month of TradeCaster giveaway. If I can get the stream up to 25 viewers, we will do a free month of TradeCaster on the house. I want to provide value to you guys. I want to be able to give more things away. So the more people we get in here, the more things I can give away. Like I said, we're trying to get the stream to 25 viewers. The day we get to 25 viewers on the stream, I'm shooting to try and get it for Thursday this week. If we can get it there, that's great. Invite anybody who you know in TradeCaster that may want a free month. Go into the other rooms. You can let them know. I don't mind. We're not poaching people. We're all family here at TradeCaster. I want people to come here to get a free trial, get that free month, understand, what we can do to maximize each other's gains and improve each other's trading journeys. I would love to get 100 viewers on here all the time, every day, but I know it takes time. So my goal here right now to do the giveaway, I got to get 25 people on the stream that day, ready to go. Got to be a member of TradeCaster, obviously, so anybody in YouTube isn't going to get it. But so if you're in YouTube and you haven't popped over to TradeCaster at all, click the link in the YouTube description, in the chat, to do a 7-day free trial. We're going to get those those view counts up, get that up to 25 people. We'll do a free giveaway. Like I said, I want to do it Thursday. If you can get to 25 by 11 o'clock on Thursday, I'll do the giveaway. You'll have to I'll put the rules in here if we get close to 25. As we approach 25, I'm I'm gonna make a post on Instagram. You're gonna go over there, like the Instagram post, head over to Day Trading Coffee Company's Instagram, and we'll do you got to subscribe to them, and then all 25 people will be entered into the drawing. Anybody who actually needs that free month. If you already have a lifetime membership and you decide that you want to give your free month to somebody else, if you do win, just let me know. We could do that too. But I really want to get everybody involved, try and get this to be a bigger community, and just provide value to as many people as I can. I don't want to ever sell a course. I don't ever want to do anything like that. I don't want to be a guru type person. I don't want to be Instagram famous or anything like that. I just want to provide value to traders who actually want to trade and understand the leverage that we have here and the abilities that we could, that all of this presents. It's really it's a great opportunity. If you can understand trading, it's a skill that you can take with you for life, right? Understanding price and not just in the trading world, but in life. It'll help you understand the value of things as well. So just get out here, share the stream, get people on here Thursday. If we don't get them on Thursday, any day that we get 25 people on here, that's the day I'm going to do my giveaway. Tradecaster, free month. Get yourself even more value for a longer period of time. Watch some of these paid streamers if you want. Get access to the video libraries. Everything you get in your 7-day free trial, you get in your month. And then, maybe make 1 or 2 good trades from some of the calls, and you could pay for a lifetime membership or pay month to month, because you'll understand the value you have here at Tradecaster as opposed to just putzing around YouTube. YouTube is fantastic, not gonna lie. There's tons of education, but everything's out there, right? You don't have to deal with ads in here. You don't have to deal with any of that. No bots. Everybody's pretty much vetted in here, and you're gonna get true good trading conversation. So you got a good bounce here. We totally failed that 41.50 level, even though that candle held below that 41.50. You got that breakout here of that little wedge pattern. See if it's going to be a true breakout. If it's a failed breakout to the high side, if it grabs some liquidity here, if you see a rotation below the yellow zone here, you could possibly look to get that continuation. If this is going to be the true breakout of the wedge pattern, first target's going to be overnight low, then VWAP, and see what happens beyond there, just as a rejection of this downtrend trend line. But like I said, if you continue back down and break down below here, you could get that continuation. And to prove it, I'll set a trade here just to put my analysis on the line. If that's a failed breakout, then a failure of the failed breakout should return a hard flush through the bottom of a zone. That's only if that's going to be a failed breakout. If it's going to be a true breakout, it should hold that yellow. 633.50 is a very important level. 633.50. So we're going to get right through there, right below that. Failed breakouts tend to fail fast and hard. I'm willing to risk above that yellow zone if it does fail the breakout. If it's going to be a true breakout, like I said, it's going to hold that yellow zone. It's going to hold 41.50, and it's going to rotate to that overnight low at least, and then beyond. I'm not a momentum trader. I'm not a breakout trader. I'm a fade the extreme, kind of go against the populace, just trying to catch some moves, smaller moves. And if I can get a full move out of it, it's great. This trade here is sort of counterintuitive to my full strategy of find an extreme like this and rotate it down, find an extreme and rotate it back up. However, if this is going to fail to break above, if it does break above this candle here, we're going to eliminate this, and I'm going to call it a true breakout. Just I don't know how far it's going to end up pushing based on the pressure that's got right now. It doesn't feel like it wants to rip. So just be mindful of that there. S&Ps are pushing above 49.63 3/4. That was their breakdown point. So if that tends to fail, then that could also carry us down. But I think, like I said earlier, NASDAQ has been leading us. S&P has wanted to be propped up, and the NASDAQ has said, no, we'll never get this. 33s. I'll put it on this account too, so you can see it. Sell one at 33. No, not 39. 33s. If we're gonna do this, let's do it. Rotate us to the downside, push us to lows, push us to the 85s. Nvidia looking to possibly break through the lows once again. If Nvidia breaks through the lows, then you could get just everything to follow through. Microsoft also, Apple failing those highs. So watch this thing try to roll here. Failed breakout of that wedge. Is trying to hold 41s. If it doesn't hold that 41s, I want to see this flush hard, fast, quick. Take my profits on it. I like to fail breakouts and fade them. So let's see if this will run down. There we go. Failed breakdown. Let's see if we can continue to push down or if it's just going to be a liquidity grab. I'm pretty convinced that it's a failed breakout of the high end of the wedge, so we could push down maybe into raise target area of 13s. So if we break down the bottom end of the wedge now, then that should be the true break of the actual direction of the move. That's usually what I like to see. Failed breakouts to the high side, and then you can put your money where your mouth is and short that level there. I'm going to go risk-free on it if I don't want this thing to bounce off the bottom there. So I'm risk-free on this trade. Whatever happens to it, happens to it now. If we break the low here, crack the low, then we're going to continue to the downside. Like I said, 613s was raised, long idea off of there. So I want to maybe at least target that 613 level. And if I can get a flush of this crack here, then we should be able to get to that 613. If we crack the bottom below here, I will move my stop to where the breakdown was, like here. If we crack here, I'll put my stop right above this candle. If we're going to hold it, then we're going to get stopped out anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. But realistically, if you're trying to play this breakdown and you're not up on the day or whatever, I'm kind of just playing this as an aggressive short on a failed breakout of a wedge pattern in a downtrending environment type day. Not that I'm thinking it's a continuation trade or anything like that. I'm just thinking that we're playing the failed breakout is what I'm playing. So just be mindful of this. Still could flush. If we flush the bottom end of this wedge, look out below. Come on now. Flush the bottom end. Let's do it. I'm going to put my stop just above that candle there at 31. If we get the breakdown, like I said, eyeball 13 for the bounce. So I'm going to put my stop right at the 23s. Come on now, flush. Give me that flush here. Give me that true flush now. Let's do it. Now or never. Now or never. I'm going to time stop this, possibly. Get myself some money on it. There we go. Push, push. Box, box. Push, push. Let's do it. Come on now. And we are out. Didn't get the flush that I wanted to at the time I did, so I'm out now. But you can see the reason why. You got that really hard flush down, breakdown of that, failed breakout. Seeing now we're going to hold below that 41. Maybe now you get that push because you're going to hopefully hold the wedge again. If you break down the bottom end of the wedge, eyeball that 13 level, be quick to trail it to there because if it's a failed breakdown that end, you can get the run up to the other side. But if it's going to hold the bottom end of the wedge here, you could look to be stopped out on the other side right now. Yeah, potentially. 41.50s, still very, very important. There you go, breaking above it. So that was a good out on that as far as that's concerned. Kind of bouncing around on that. I forgot about the take profit trader, to be honest with you. So that's the thing about running a few different accounts at once. You get a little distracted, but I think the short side still has some play in it. If it holds below 41s, right? With all these heavy names, Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, there's not a lot holding this thing up.
Order filled.
I'm gonna take a short on that in the continuation down to downside. See if we can get the break of that 25 on the take profit trader combine. I'm just kind of like I forgot to trail it on there, so not that I'm taking a revenge entry on it, but I want to see how it plays out, and if I'm gonna do it on the account that I've been a little reckless with, then I'll do it over there. That's fine with me. But if we do get the flush, then we should get it to break this bottom end of this wedge. Maybe that was just a liquidity grab there above 41s to rotate us continuing to push down, but let's see what happens. We just got to be mindful of it. If it does stop us out, it does stop us out. It's not a big deal on that because I'm not being very tight with it. I'm going to trail the stop though on it as we start to move in our direction. I want this thing to, if it's going to do it, it's like we're kind of getting in that no more new information, right? We failed the break out of the wedge. We got the move we anticipated on the failed breakdown, right? If you were aggressive on the entry on the fail of 41, you got a decent move here to the very bottom of the wedge at that's $350 a contract. We ended up taking just $50 off of it. Forgot to put that. We're at $600 profit on the day, even 600. We are looking at this to fail this break of the wedge to the high side and then a rotate, because of that failure to accept higher prices above a breakout point to rotate now back to lows of the day and beyond. So like I said, Ray had a buy point at 613. I do believe that price could get right to 613 if it does crack this trend line here. So if we crack that, we should get a quick flush to the 13s. And then from there, you can get beyond that if it does crack, right? That 85 level was what we were saying was that initial target if this continued down to the downside and we accepted below that trend line breakdown, that 30-minute trend line breakdown. Now we're in like an intraday wedge pattern breakdown area. If it wants to fail, it's got to fail from here. It can't continue to break above, break below, break above, break below. That means we're just going to kind of get into a choppy environment, and we don't really want to play in that, right? So if we're going to get this failed breakdown, we want to get it pretty soon. We're still tight in this wedge. So if you get a break in either direction now, it possibly is the real move. So let's see which way it wants to go. I'm going to probably get stopped on that one. Yeah, because that's going to probably break out now. Just a little chop fest over there. Like I said, I haven't really focused hard on that account because I'm actually being selective with my entries here. And then when I actually enter here, I totally forget about that. So I don't like to manage multiple crazy combines at a time. It's really not worth it. So if that's something that you can learn from me, focus on one thing at a time. Make your executions. I went over there for that one because I didn't trust it really, and I'm already being a little bit stupid with it. So I'm kind of want to play with some levels, see what happens on some ideas with some skin in the game, right? That combine's been just a little bit beat up, but these ones we're doing a good job today. We're up 600. I'll update the stream here so we can show our profits for the day. We're up 600 after that previous short. So pretty happy with the day so far. Can't be mad with a $600 day. Yesterday we took a couple losses, bounced around a little bit, took about today. So we're right back to even for the week. These accounts, hopefully we can get them funded by the end of the week, and then we can continue to grow the funded accounts once again. I have no issues getting funded accounts. I hit a wall when I start to get funded. If this is a purely honest, transparent stream, when I do get funded, I tend to get a little tighter than I would like to be. I get to a point where I want to secure profits and I don't play my strategies correctly. I get a little tight with it because I try not to lose it. But if I don't switch my strategy up, I should be in good shape, right? Because I really have a good understanding of the dynamics of the market. I have a feel for where I want things to be, what I want to do with them. And realistically, I just come this time around, every time you get funded, every time you execute trades, every time you develop your strategy a little bit more, build that mental fortitude, you're one day closer to actually getting to the point where you want to be as a trader. And I think it's a never-ending journey. I think anybody who tells you otherwise is silly. This is a never-ending journey. Just keep grinding, keep doing what you got to do. Don't give up on it. If you have to trade small, super small, if you draw down, if you're in a personal account and you can only trade very, very small sizes, go to the micros, understand the dynamics of the market. And as your account grows, then you're going to start to be able to grow as a trader, and you'll start to be able to build profits, build your your profit size, and eventually it'll be what you want it to be. But really, until then, you got to keep grinding, keep working. And I'm in the middle of that just like anybody else. So you got to adapt to market conditions. You got to understand your emotions, and you got to not be flippy floppy on strategies, because the strategy is only so much of the puzzle, right? The rest of it is you. It's you versus you. You versus you. And that's all you can do is control what you can do, your emotions, how you're able to execute in certain environments. And if something doesn't align with how you're mentally able to prepare, then don't trade. Switch it up, do something else, go for a walk or something, and then come back and reassess and do what you need to do. But realistically, strategy, like I said, it's only one piece of the puzzle, and it's actually a small piece of the puzzle. Unless your strategy is no strategy, then it is a big piece of the puzzle, right? But realistically, you need to grow all the rest of your assets, meaning your mental part of your game, not that you have no strategy, but your executions off of those strategies, when you're going to take things, when you're not going to take things, setting up rules, and then all of that money management, all of that rule, making and all that stuff is going to help you grow not only as a trader but as a person. So you should be in much better shape as you do things like that, and then the strategy will come. You'll find that little niche of what you do good, what you do bad, and where you actually make money. For me, we're not in an area where I want to be doing anything. Yes, I have like I said, I'm messing with this other account that's really not necessary to be messing with. Just kind of messing around with it, not actually taking that one too seriously. I'm really focused on getting myself back with these, growing the accounts. So this is no longer necessary. Maybe it could be useful for that piece right there for that bounce play. But realistically, like I said, once these things are done, they're done for me. I don't have any need for them. The wedge pattern played out, failed the breakout. We caught a nice little piece, an idea here, where I ended up getting stopped out for just past break even. I think what I could take there, another $40 or something like that. But if you did take the aggressive entry on it and the failure of $41.50, you could have taken that down for $300 right to the bottom of the wedge and kind of trailed it out there. We were looking to see if we could fail the break to the high side, rotate and break through the bottom end of the wedge to get ourselves back to the lows. This holding here can tell you that long possibly is not that it's a false breakout, but we just accumulated more orders, and now we're looking to rotate. Like I said, VWAP, that area around the overnight low could be your targets on that play if it's going to continue on. If not, it could just literally do this the rest of the day, and we don't want to give back good profits playing something like that. So I'm going to keep that because that could still be important. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4 touches on there. We are now pushing and holding above 41 and that trend line on the 30-minute. So you're not in like that continuation to the downside location anymore. Still sitting up 600 even on the day. We took a really good execution here at the top on the breakdown of the high, the opening range. We saw this big push right up to that overnight high there. This big liquidity zone, I know, was a short spot yesterday. Everything's been acting short from that area. Let me just make sure I'm on the right screen. Yeah, on the right screen. So everything's been short from here. Been looking to rotate from this side. So if this big green candle gets canceled out, we're going to take that short, which we did. We entered short. I don't know why my entries are gone. They were there a little while ago. I don't know. They disappeared. But we entered here. We took one off at VWAP, which ended up being, a couple $100 there. And then we took another contract off down here on the bounce before we got to 700. It started to kind of tick up. Apple was at its highs. NVIDIA was sitting on the lows and possibly bouncing. So we weren't ready for this thing to break down totally. So our trailing rules were the price was moving fast. I'm going to trail fast. It got stopped kind of quick. And you can see here, I have my trades, so you can see them. I'm trade copying, so you can see 3 of each. We got, I think this is this one here. This was last night. That was that overnight trading that I was doing. This is the trade that I was talking about here. So we took off that first contract there, 185, 185, 185. I don't know how that doesn't show 3 320s, but it shows 2 320s. Maybe I have one contract still sitting out there. No, I don't. But anyway, it is all the accounts are sitting up. After that was $500 and something on that trade, 505. We added a break even $10 winner, and then we added this $50 winner here and another $35 winner there. So that's what we're sitting on right now. We are going to look to do a giveaway over on TradeCaster, free month of TradeCaster, end of the week. If I can get my stream count up to the grand total of 25 any day this week, but we're looking at probably to do it on Thursday. If I can get the stream count up to 25, if you're on YouTube, go over to TradeCaster, hit the link in the chat or in the description. It's a 7-day free trial. You don't have to pay anything. Once that trial expires, you'll still be accessing my stream. It's a free stream. You just won't get full access to the entire website, some of the paid streaming people and whatnot. But while you're in there, you can that 7-day free trial, you have free reign of the place. If we get to 25 viewers over there, we're going to give away a free month. So you could be a lucky winner of a free month. And some of the call outs that we make here, right? I called out this short here. If you had a little bit of a wider risk tolerance on this and you wanted to let it play out as the idea of this being a short all day, rotate from overnight high to overnight low, you could have, took the short through there down to that overnight low and been up, $1,300 on it, and you have a lifetime membership or at least a few months, right? So the call outs I have in here, you could pay for your membership and then some and then beyond. Call outs in other rooms. Deckmar, obviously the leader of the pack. He's in here trading equities, options, all that stuff, and he's crushing it on a daily basis. He's teaching everybody what he does, and I think there's a lot of value here. I provide value in the futures market, and also some of the mental aspects and some of the just what not to do stuff. And then also, based on my strategy is a little bit different than his. It's a little different than other people. So, we just kind of give each other a fresh look. But if you're just bored of me on a day and you want to go over to Deck, or if you want to go over to AK-47, or if you want to go over to Yeah Buddy and go to some of these streams, you're gonna get tons and tons of value from TradeCaster. I can't say it enough. I love the platform. I think it's much more useful. There's a lot of information here. The chat stays in your lobby forever. So if you have anything that you want to go look back on a couple days ago or whatever, you want to see some stuff there, you could always go back into it. It's not like YouTube where it's a new stream every day. All that stuff, you're missing out on some of the chat, some of the alerts, some of the things you want to go look back on maybe after the fact. You can always go back on YouTube, rewind, rewatch, but realistically, TradeCaster just provides you so much opportunity here. We got a lot of good value going on. So if you're in YouTube, try the free trial, hit the link. No skin off your back. It's 7-day free. If you don't like what we got going on, then you could always just move on back to YouTube and prowl through all the advertisements and through all that stuff. So I think TradeCaster being a place for traders, by traders, it's a community. Just get over there. Like I said, we're going to do that free trial, 7 days. Click that link. Come Thursday, we get 25 people on this stream. As soon as I get 25 viewers, I'm going to give that giveaway out. Free month of TradeCaster. There's going to be a few rules. You're going to have to like a post that I post on Instagram once the 25 viewers pops up. And then you're going to have to follow my coffee company page, Day Trading Coffee Company, on Instagram and on, daytradingcoffeeco.com. You can get your coffee over there. You can use discount code PolicingPips and get 15% off. But that's going to be one of the rules for the giveaway. And then as we move forward, if I can get 25 viewers, again, another day, maybe we can get up to 50 viewers. We're going to be doing bigger and better giveaways. A part of my coffee company's goal is to fund underfunded traders. So a portion of all profits that I eventually start making, I'm going to start buying combines for futures traders. And then as we grow as a company and that funding fund gets bigger and bigger and bigger, I want to partner directly with brokerages and try and offer some people some cash accounts. I think with a little bit of vetting and some of the right people, I think a lot of people can benefit from it. I'm looking to build a community, a business that cares about a lot of the customer base, and like there's not really anybody that's in our space that's focused on energizing and fueling traders. So that's where I took the reins and tried to run with it. So like I said, as we grow the stream, as we'll grow the company, and then I could provide, some of these giveaways will be actual funded accounts, actual combines. I can give them away. I'll be able to do that without issue. So it'll be a really good stream. That's what I'm looking to provide as far as the value where I could bring you here. So tell your friends, tell your family, anybody that you're on here. We're going to do a giveaway, 25 people on the stream. We're going to give away that first giveaway, which is going to be the free month of TradeCaster. Like I said, as we grow, as we do more things, as the coffee company grows, people get over there, start making purchases. We're going to start giving away combines, and then we're going to do those giveaways on our stream here in TradeCaster. If you're in YouTube and you're not my dad and my mom, go over to TradeCaster. If you're my dad and my mom, sign up for TradeCaster. If we get 25 views, I don't care who it is, we'll give away that free month of TradeCaster to everybody who follows all the rules in the giveaway. And then we'll grow week by week by week. We're going to try and grow a little bit by little bit. Tell your friends. We're trying to provide value. Today we're up $600. We called out some really good spots at the highs. We talked about how to stay out of the trades that we're in right now, right? Like this range where we're at right now. I told you to be patient. Wait for that 10 o'clock hour to come. Wait for price to pick a direction, because right now all you're getting is sideways action and price that doesn't know exactly where it wants to go. If it wants to grind higher from here, yeah, could you have made money? You could have, but is there an A+ setup here that's going to get you to a point where you could limit your downside risk and grow your P&L here? Not really. I mean, there is if you think you can cheat on the high end and you want to fade the breakthrough of this now bottom end of the trend line, you can limit your risk here, but there's still a chance that this continues to grind up and hit up off on VWAP. And there's really not a lot of good new trade setups that I see in anybody's sort of strategy, right? Even my strategy, like I said, I fade extremes. I look to play false breakouts like we did over here. We played the false breakout of a wedge. We failed the breakout and we rotated hard to the downside. We just never got the continuation to break the bottom. So we took off $50 and we walked, right? So these are the types of things that I'm going to be talking about. I don't see, the only strategy I see that you could be having right now is fading this zone here, but I don't think that's even a great trade right now. Yes, it may start to play out as we're watching it, but stay out of chop. Stay out of chop, stay out of chop, stay out of chop. You're not a computer, you're not an algo, you can't move fast enough to play in the chop, because every time you get in there, you're going to be like, oh, I'm up 50. I could get this thing to be up 100. I could get it to be up, play out in my favor, and then you just get chopped and it rotates back to the other side and you're out, right? So that's the kind of value I'm trying to provide here. I'm trying to give you guys more information on macro events, data releases, what's driving futures, money management techniques, stuff like that. That's really what I'm trying to provide here. So if you could help by adding one more viewer, like I said, we get to 25, we're going to give away that free TradeCaster.com month on the house. And then, like I said, as we do that, we grow the stream. The coffee company is going to be giving away combines to start for futures traders. If anybody wants to get into Forex and FX and stuff, I can look into that. I'm going to start to partner with brokerages as my company grows and profits actually grow to a point where we could actually do some stuff with cash accounts. Right now we're in our infant stages, so our first level is funding companies. So we're gonna go with that. We're gonna give away combines. We're gonna help you guys try and get yourself on the right track. As I give away combines, I'm gonna start being able to give away, not give away. I'm gonna teach you how to pass them, right? Because that's right now we're in 3 of them. We're a little over halfway, or a little just past below halfway on possibly passing them. We're just taking them one day at a time. So, let's just see what we can do here. Like I said, I have affiliate links if you want to have them and click through them and do what you want to do with them. I'm not looking to profit off of you guys on things like that. I want you guys to just get the best discounts that you can, so you can get into some of these combines, make some funded money, pull some money out, start to put it into your personal brokerage, and then just continue to build and build and build and develop yourself as a trader. So that's what I'm looking to get for people here. I'm going to try and pull up the affiliate links so you guys can take them and do what you want. I don't want to. So this one, I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. I'll paste it in the chat. You got that one. That's Take Profit Trader. The benefit with Take Profit Trader, as far as a funding company, I don't like the trailing intra-position trailing drawdown. However, I do like the fact that once you are funded, there's not really many rules as far as taking your profits, right? So if you take a really nice trade your first day funded, you can take your profits and run, and then figure it out from there. This code will get you 40% off their combine, so that's pretty good. I'm looking for the. I'll post it. I have it on my website. If you go over to Day Trading Coffee Company and go to partnerships, I will post that. If you want to go buy some coffee, go buy some coffee. But I'm looking at this. You can go to partnerships. You can see all of our trading partnerships. Amazon is on there. That's just for anybody who's looking to get coffee machines and stuff. I don't sell coffee machines, but if you go to that page there, you click the Top Step link. I believe they'll give you a small discount on your trading combine. The Take Profit Trader one there, it's also on the website. So just trying to provide you guys some information on the Take Profit one's 40% off their combine. And like I said, the only difference, I like my Top Step. I like the rules. I like, their professional structure, and I don't have any feeling that Top Step's going away anytime soon. They've been in the business for years. I've had a great relationship with them over the years. I think this is a really great company. Like I said, I'm very focused on, that's what I trade on every day. I lost my funding last month because of stupid mistakes by me, tilt and all that, but you see it live. It's, this is the reality of trading funded combines and stuff like that. Funded accounts. I'm doing these combines here on Top Step. I do have one Take Profit Trader combine that I kind of didn't really focus on. Didn't do a great job managing it. It's in drawdown, but it has, potential to come back. I just enter it and forget about it because I'm really managing these positions here. But the only thing I don't like about that is that intra-position drawdown. So you have to be mindful. If you are in a position, the profits that you have are unrealized. However, they realize them in your trailing drawdown. So you have to be kind of quick with taking your money. It's sort of like Apex. That's one thing. But the payout rules and Take Profit are very good. You can take your money and run in that combine there. So I like that. I think you guys would benefit from either of those companies if you want to try them out. Like I said, I posted them in the YouTube, and I also posted them right here in the Tradecaster lobby. The Take Profit Trader one will get you 40% off. If you go to the Day Trading Coffee Company website there, the partnerships, that one will get you to the links where all of my partnerships are. It's not like I'm making money off of them really. You get a couple % or whatever off of whatever combine, but I want to provide people value. I want to provide people the ability to get into some combines and for a better value, and then be able to come on here and make money with me, learn how to pass these combines, learn how to do it. And then, like I said, as we grow the coffee company, 10% of all sales, all profits, I should say, because, as you sell and you don't make money, then you don't have any money to give away. So you got to make some sales. I got to build that sales base up. 10% of those profits are going to go to funding underfunded traders. I'm going to buy people combines. I'm going to help you pass them in here. And we're going to do those giveaways as this stream grows. The first giveaway, though, free month of TradeCaster. If you decide that you are going to be a part of this community, tell your friends, tell your family, anybody that you know that's a trading buddy, anybody who's in TradeCaster pays monthly, anybody who's in TradeCaster who's a lifetime member already, give them the information, have them come over here so we can get 25 people on Thursday by 11. I'll give you a few rules, nothing crazy, just a couple likes on Instagram, couple, just to know who's really involved and who wants to actually win the combine. We can get 25 streamers and 5 viewers and only 5 people that want to play along. We're still going to do the giveaway. So just be there by Thursday, interact on the stream, because if, come tomorrow by 11 o'clock, if I get 25 people on here by 11 tomorrow, I'm going to give away that free month, because I think just being able to get people on here and people that want to do this this stream here and help me out and grow this community and think that I provide value. If we can get 25 people on here prior to Thursday, then I will give that away. If it's after Thursday, we can't get 25 on, then so be it. It is what it is. So let's just do our best to get friends, family, coworkers, anybody on TradeCaster to come on out and show some love here, and then you'll get a free giveaway, free month of TradeCaster. I'm looking to see if this is going to play out in any direction. Like I said, we've been just trying to stay out of this chop all day. We're up 600 on the account. I'll show you the account performance. There you go. This is a true representation of, this is the 100K account. So full transparency, I took a trade last night on it. I was working on some slow market stuff. I was working on some size. I want to try and build up some size. So I went up like $800 last night. But today we took 2 or 3 really good entries right here. I'll show you the 50K accounts so you can see our true daily. This is our actual profits for the day. We made a really nice first move there, and we made a couple like really base hit break even trades that got us up into that $600 range, right? So I'm not trying to give any of that back on just some chop here. So I just want to be fully transparent. This is what we look at. Yesterday we drew down about the same amount, so we're basically right at halfway to getting funded in these accounts. So we're pretty happy with that. Hopefully by the end of the week we could be refunded, back in action, get ourselves into a nice rhythm, and start to grow these accounts together. I have 3 combines open, one 100K, 2 50K. So if I can get them all funded, I'll be funded by like 200K again. I'd like to have 100K account to kind of give myself a little bit extra buying power on certain situations. The 50Ks are great because you can pass them pretty quickly. The drawdown's not much worse. If you limit your risk and your contract size, you should be able to hold on to them for a while. So there's that. 25 people. We're up to 5 right now. Like I said, that's 25 isn't far away. So, let's say tomorrow, get 20 more viewers. We'll do that giveaway right away. I'll set the rules up pretty quick. If I want to aim for Thursday by 11 a.m. If Thursday by 11 a.m. we can get these people on, 25 of you, set out the rules. I'm giving away that free month of TradeCaster. Then we're going to go from there. And if I can provide you value, if you think that I have given you some information that you could use, maybe help you stay out of some trades, I'll be happy to continue doing that. But I got to keep getting more viewers on here and, maybe share with one other person here and there. I like my new sorry about that. My new Chemex here. I had the coaster stuck to the bottom. Throwing coasters around. If you do so feel like you need some coffee for the day, we are basically like the Black Rifle Coffee for the trading community. We're out here to build a community with the coffee company. I want to buy combines for traders. I want to use portions of my profits to get people into accounts, get them funded, and get them on a journey that I so enjoy. So more people get over there buying coffee, the more combines I can give away. And like I said, further on in the future, I want to start partnering up, getting cash accounts for people. So there's your short that I kind of talked about it up here, right? We were not getting a really good pop breaking through these levels here. We were holding this as support. I started to see this thing to slow down and fade a bit here. And I was mentioning, I said, the only real trade I see possibly playing out here for anybody is going to be the fade of this zone here. If you rewind the stream, you could see I talked about it. And then if you get the breakdown of this area here, obviously you're going to get that flush. So this is not something you can see Deck actually just noted that SPY is cracking. Basically, this is the same type of deal. I'm not chasing this short, but I do expect that 85 to be tagged, right? We're almost there. 85 is right here. So that was that first target that we really had on the breakdown of that trend line, that 30-minute trend line. So we are basically right at it right now. 85 evens, 86, 87, 86, 89, 90. So we're ticking off right to the tick that zone. So we called it out nicely from when we were going to break down here. I said you had to stay out until after 10 o'clock. We have waited all the way till almost 11 here for this thing to now finally break down. If you took it, good on you. I'm glad. That's a great move there. Per contract, if you got yourself down, if you front ran 87. If I was going to be taking this short, I would have front run 87, 85. I probably would have been at like 89, 90, just to expect that bounce. So let's say you did front run it. You entered below 41. You're looking at just about $1,000 per contract on that short there on the NASDAQ. So hopefully somebody caught it. We were looking at this. I drew it up. I'm not looking to execute continuations on that kind of move. For me, it's not my A+ strategy, and I'm not doing anything B or C, even though this is a really good setup. We're in a downtrend. You have a rising wedge here. You now haven't made really any sort of highs. You're just grabbing liquidity at this zone where there was an initial breakdown, right? Initial breakdown zone. Flush, came right back to it, held above it. And then once you crack this buyer, whoever was here, you're going to get that flush to the bottom. So the full move has pretty much played out. That 85 level, we have this. I don't have it drawn out far. I'll extend it and see how much of it actually played. But you got one touch on it there at the bottom, and now we're kind of consolidating at it here. It could break down further, but that was just a level from a few days ago that I used, and I just extended it out. Not that I'm looking to play it or anything like that. That's just good information to have from that previous session, because that was the breakout point, right? The breakout point was, we got flush down. So that was the flush point. And then from here, we consolidated below it and broke above it and then held above it before we rallied. So it is a pretty important level, I think. I'm going to get rid of this one. I don't think this is that important. It is just a consolidation zone. That was important for that day. So these are just how I use my levels, how I draw them up, how I get them to interact with further levels throughout the year. Every trading day kind of interacts with the other one a little bit, because some of these positions are being built out long term by people who are building out much bigger positions. And like I said earlier, after all the information we got last week, there's nothing that really is telling us, hey, we need to continue on higher. There's this, anybody who wants to be involved in this, let's say bigger market players, banks, hedge funds, anybody who's playing this futures market, a larger player, you get rhetoric from Powell last week saying we're not cutting rates in March. Okay, so they've already priced in, let's buy up, because they're going to cut rates in March. But we've already gotten that. Now we've gotten that bad news. We're pricing that back in of no cut in March. Economy's too strong. Inflation is too high. Things are still too strong for us to continue to think about cutting rates. It's in the playbook. It's possible that it happens at a later time. But March seems like it's going to be too soon. We're still getting numbers that are hot. NFP was still hot. PMI is still expanding. So you're still getting an expanding economy in a tightened economic condition. So therefore, everything that you got going on is going to continue to stay there, right? Like everything that he has said says we're not cutting rates. because what we're doing is working, but it's working slowly. We're still expanding. We're still not in an environment where we need low rates. You know, people are still spending money at high interest rates. So why are we going to lower it, right? So all that being said, you're getting all that news rallying. Everything was rallying on earnings. Nvidia, all these things were rallying, and then you're going to have some profit taking, right? Nvidia's rolling over. All these things are rolling over from some of these highs that they got pumped to, right? So NQ, ES, all these things have to come down, because when, let's say, Powell decides we're going to actually cut rates, do the big players want price to be at the highs? No, right? They've already priced it in. Maybe they're taking profits off these highs, selling this market back down so that they can get to a level. Let's go with the 30-minute. They can get to a level where, okay, price is now cheap. This range is pretty wide right here, right? This range is pretty wide. However, from this breakout point here, we've been at these all-time highs. This is all the information that we have. If you're a large market player and you've rallied from down here, right? Something big created this. It was a slow grind up. No buyers came into the market. You pushed into all-time highs. You're going to take some profits around here at these highs. You want to try and roll it lower. And once you roll it lower, where are you going to be looking to buy now? Down here somewhere, possibly, if we can get down there, if we can get even lower a bit it's not going to be March, right? March is still saying, hey, we're not cutting March. But if March meeting comes and they say, okay, hey, we're going to look next meeting, we're going to rotate this easing now, and we're going to start to cut rates, then you can start to look to buy back up, because, hey, we're going to cut rates. People are going to start spending more money again. Inflation's probably going to go up a little bit, but if they do that, they have that rhetoric where they're going to start to cut rates. Would you want to buy here, or do you want to buy here? If you're a big market player who has tons of size to fill, you're going to start buying on your way down. And as you approach that level that, you believe that the market needs to be at for you to fill that huge size so you can profit on it, right? Because we're only trading, for me, right? If I get on a max of 2, 3, if I get a 5 contracts, I could fill that no problem, and I can get out of it no problem. Even people here that, on TopStep or other places, they're filling 15 contracts. You could get filled on that. You might not get filled perfectly on 15, and you might not get in out tons. But once you start getting into the hundreds of contracts, that's what these people are trading, right? So think about the profit potential for one contract. That move right there is now $10,000 plus for one contract, right? Now times that by 100 or 500, you're looking at millions of dollars. Because I'm sure it's more than those contracts, right? So just a move like that, it's millions of dollars that's exchanging hands in either direction. So do you want to buy high at hundreds of contracts with limited upside potential, with more rhetoric, more war talk, more stuff that might drive markets lower? No. Big players are not buying here. They want to buy down here. They want to get cheap prices. So that's what you kind of want to do. You want to understand what these big guys are doing and then adapt it to your intraday strategy, right? I like that note that Deck just popped in the chat. I know he's popping in his chat and it's populating everywhere, but realistically, like I said, don't overtrade, don't take trades in this. Wait for something to tell you, hey, this is a really good setup. Let's try it. I told Ray, hey, Ray came in here. He texted me. He said, I'm looking at that 613 bounce. He could have played it once. He could have played it twice. But he didn't have the upside potential. This is a heavy market environment. We just cracked the 30-minute trend line break to the downside. There's a lot of room to push lower. I said, hey, man. I said it to everybody in the room. I said, this is going to chop up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down until it decides which way it wants to go. And realistically, if it hasn't broken to the high side and it's just kind of grinding here, you're not going to get that full push to the high side. Yeah, you might still grind and get there, but that's not what you're looking to do when you're day trading these types of moves, right? So what the real move is what just happened, right? You got higher, low, higher, low, higher, low, equal highs at a liquidity zone. You got a liquidity grab here. You push down to that trend line once again, that 30-minute, and then even now this 1 minute intraday trend line. So you got the confluence on the intraday plus the 30-minute Now you can look to see, okay, we can break down, stop above our value area, and then you can rotate this down to those lows. At 85s was the target, right? 85s got flushed, and then once 85s got flushed, you got a little bit of a bounce, right? So you can take that. That's a good move, but you have to be really, 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 really patient to wait for a move like that. And like Deck said in that, the over trading it comes with, I want to play that 13 bounce. I want to play that 13 bounce. And you don't get the follow through, and you maybe get stopped out of break even, and you don't get the follow through. And this is where I get myself in trouble too. I get in trouble because I'll take a bounce, I'll get stopped out. I'm like, all right, it's going to bounce this time. Okay, it doesn't bounce. And then the next time you try to play the bounce and you get this melt, then you get your full loss, then you're pissed, then you overtrade, you can get it back. That's how you fall into that trap. And I try not to fall into that trap by talking it out through the stream. Like I said, all of January, I traded pretty much on point every day of the month except for 2 days. And the 2 days that I traded like crap, blew up the account, ruined everything. Because I fell into that over trading trap, some choppiness on certain days, even though I had X bias there and it worked out in certain moves and I didn't capitalize on them, then I say, and maybe more revengey, more playing in the middle, not executing on my A+ strategies. When we do that here, you lose your comment and you got to get back into it. For me, realistically, every time I do that, I learn a little bit more about myself. I learn a little bit more about what I need to do to minimize those things. And talking it out through here, giving you guys what I'm going to do, what you shouldn't do. Because if you shouldn't do it, why should I do it, right? Overall, I think what we executed today was good. It was appropriate. Up 600. I'm not trying to overtrade, not trying to get into anything. I tried to get this short in the breakdown the first time. We were in this range here somewhere. And we got stopped out for break even. And I said, I'm not going to revenge in. I'm going to wait. I kind of late, and then I never really got involved. We tried to take the long on the break above, on the failed breakdown, and we got a nice little pop off of it, but that faltered, and we got $50 off and got out because we can understand the dynamics of what happened. We tried one more time on the short, and we decided, hey, okay, cool, we're done. We're not trading this anymore because it's stuck in the chop. That was really just purely based on some of the 30-minute time frames, right? I said I was going to wait till after the 30-minute closes, hour closes, let some of these candles play out. I just took some of these as examples. This was the false breakout of a wedge pattern, right? So we got a wedge here. We got a false breakout. I said if this false breakout occurs and it fails, it's going to fail hard and fast. This actually did fail pretty hard and fast, but it held this spot perfectly. So once I saw this holding up, I came and just trailed my stop here below break even. So, okay, if it doesn't crack here, it doesn't break, we're not going to get the break now. So we're going to get out of this trade. So we've talked through the ideas of why we took each trade. False breakout, let's take it short. If we can break this trend line, we should rotate down. We did get the rotation, but it was on the next touch of that trend line. Another false break above the high. We talked about how the only trade that I did see that was potentially a good one was fading this zone and then seeing if you can get continuation through, which actually ended up playing out perfectly, but it's just not my setup, right? So I said, just trade your setups. I'm going to talk out through other people's setups, maybe give you some information to allow you to make your own decisions. The reason I took this trade here is because I like to fade extremes, and the failed breakout pattern to me tends to play out better than an actual continuation on a breakout, right? I don't like to take this because I don't expect this to work. As you can see here, you can see it here, you can see it here. It just doesn't work a lot of times. And I always tend to get stopped out because I always pick the wrong time. But if I play the failure of the breakout rotation, that's why I take that trade. So that's the reason I took that. That's part of my strategy, one of my strategies. I really need to start including the breakdown of these trend lines because the last few weeks I've been drawing them up, talking them out to people, and I've just been seeing them play out. So I would really like to maybe capitalize on some of these, but realistically today, I just wasn't. Once I got to that point, we're at 11 o'clock. We are approaching 11 o'clock. I would need to see an AA plus setup, and this has just been chopping so much that I wasn't looking for that to continue. But realistically, based on that 30-minute candles, you know, we got the breakdown, we held below. We talked about how we broke down, we held below. Even on that next 30-minute candle, the next one above it kind of just pushed up, closed above, but we never really closed above 664.50 that I was talking about was the the breakdown. And then we rotated. The next breakdown through it was the true flush, which was here. And we got that thing to roll over. So which is here, I should say. It's here, and we got that to roll over. So there could just be some continuation to the downside. I do have my zones here that I use. So we are at the top end of a zone. We're at the base of the value area here. So do I expect, you know, a continuation breakdown today? Maybe not. You know, who knows? It's pretty heavy today. Nvidia is breaking down still, so you could still see that downside pressure. I'm not going to execute any more trades. It's 11 o'clock. My stream usually ends at 11. I want to try to provide some value, so I'm going to stay on till like 11:15, maybe 11:30, and just do a little bit of, you know, talking through some stuff, getting you to understand how some levels are drawn up, maybe, you know, understand that Nvidia is one of the Magnificent Seven and it's dragging us down. So you just got a breakdown of Nvidia. You should be getting a breakdown soon of the NASDAQ. If it doesn't, that means some of the other names might be bouncing or holding other levels, like Microsoft is holding a low base. Apple trying to break highs. So it's got a little bit of a divergence there. Apple's been pretty beat down. So after it flushed this 188.18, potentially looking to rotate now and continue off onto highs. You got that VR headset, all that stuff kind of coming in to kind of get some more strength into Apple, people wanting to buy it at these lows. But Nvidia has been propping this thing up so much, and the fact that it's just melting off could just keep us going down, because if Apple fails a breakout or if Microsoft fails a breakout and Nvidia is still pushing, then you're going to continue to get this thing to push down. So maximize your gains if you can. If you took it here, you know, and you took off, you know, if you have multiple contracts on, you took off one at the 85 level, now you're kind of just playing around with a trailing stop. You know, this zone here, that 600 level, 600 to 602, could be a good trailing stop, because if it holds below here, it should possibly continue down if you can get through 74. But we tagged 74 to the tick. I mean, I've been talking them out all day, where you want price to end up, why price might want to end up there, all that. So very happy with the day today. Up 600 on the day. I'll take this green day, roll it into tomorrow, start building on that, get these accounts funded once again, and then we'll start to build up and build up and build up. Tomorrow or Thursday, whichever day, you know, if I can get 25 people on here tomorrow, we're doing the giveaway, free month of TradeCaster. But more likely, I want to get it done Thursday. I want to get 25 people on here by 11 o'clock by this time Thursday. If we get 25 people on the stream, giving away a free month of TradeCaster. And if we can maintain those numbers up in the 25s, 30s, 40s, 50s, I'm going to start giving away a lot of other things weekly. Try to keep you engaged, try and get everybody in here to really want to stay around and have value into it. So, like I said, the first giveaway is going to be that 1 month free of TradeCaster. Once you get that month free, the value you're provided within all the rooms here, not just mine, is going to get you to be able to pay for some of these other levels, pay for some of the memberships that we got, the monthly or the lifetime membership. And I believe Deck's got a big announcement coming soon, so be mindful, go on his Instagram, his Discord, or wherever you want to get over. And I think he's got a big announcement today, so or soon. I think it's either today or tomorrow, so look out for it. But today, I'm staying on a little longer, just waiting to see what we can get going. I'm not taking any more trades myself. I'm just giving you more education on what I'm looking at. This is the lunch hour time. Price probably will slow down. You may get some bounces here and there. Consolidation, sort of like how we saw up here. You're going to possibly see it chop around down here between these two zones until it decides if it wants to flush or if it wants to rotate back to the breakout point and beyond. Up to VWAP is always a possibility for fading extremes, right? Be mindful of your delta. Be mindful of the levels that you're at, right? Also here, we're at a key zone, right? This is a very key zone for me. You can watch NVIDIA, possibly looking to, you know, see if it does have the continuation to the downside. Probably has room to 665 from that previous day there. So could still continue down, still grinding down, but be mindful of this zone from 85 down to about 560. 545, 530. I know I talked to Ray about it, is also even 450. There's a buy zone there, so we do have room to down here. And as I mentioned, value area low, we did accept into the value area from previous week, so there is a chance we rotate back to the value area low, which is 350 from last week. 17,350. Sitting up right here around $600 on the day. Like I said, the 100K kind of did take one overnight position. I was messing with some size, messing with slow markets, so I took about 800 there. So we're up about 1565 on that 100K account for the day. Tomorrow we're going to look to roll off this, build off this, see what kind of continuation we get. I may come on a little later just to see what's going on, but more than likely we're done with the stream for today. We'll probably stay until 11:30 just to conversate about some things here. Let some of these latecomers come on and know that we do have the giveaway coming. I'm going to put it in the chat so people can see it. Giveaway. Stream gets to 25 viewers. We give away a free month. I want to do it Thursday. If we get to 25 tomorrow by this time, I will definitely do the giveaway then. So the more the merrier, the earlier the better. I don't care. If we get to 25 right now, I'll do it right now. I don't think we're getting to 25 right now before I get on the stream. I would actually like to get some more people on here. If we do get 25 today, I'll give it away. And then maybe if we do hold that 25 viewer count over the next few days, I'll give something else away at the rest of the week. But I'm going to be a realist here and say that 25 probably doesn't hit today. I want to give some people some time to get in here, get involved, get some chat, get some value out of this. I don't want them to just come in, get the giveaway and run, right? I want to see them throughout the day. I want to understand what kind of value I provide. I know Deck is entertaining. He makes a ton of money. He's bombastic. He's good at what he does. I'm more a little bit laid back. I'm a different style than some of the other guys. I don't want to get emotional. I want to teach you how to trade in ways that can keep you in the game long term, understanding where risk to reward is beneficial, and then just throwing out levels and letting you kind of make your own decisions. You know, give you the opportunity to build your own repertoire and understand that, you know, being emotional for one person works, being more laid back, chill, even keel, win or lose helps also, right? So there's two ends of the stick. You shouldn't all, you know, I do get excited here and there for certain things, but it's a different level of excitement than some of the other people here. So I like to provide like just a little bit of a counterpoint of where my stream might be different than some other people's within the same community. And if you feel bored or something and you want to come back to me later, cool, go to watch some of the stock guys or something where they get a little bit more animated and stuff, and come back to me when you want to learn something else, or, you know, if you feel like being chill and just hearing me talk about whatever I'm talking about. Overall, good day today. If I was a bit bigger on size, that's another thing that helps me with size, is that I can trail this differently than if I just have one or two contracts on. So with two contracts, I took the short of the low, took one off at the first area of resistance, which was down here at the base of this, and at VWAP, so I took one off there. Then I just trailed pretty tight. I used VWAP, and then I started to trail as price started to move quickly. Once you start to get off of that, you know, let's say I had 3 contracts on or 4, I could took off, you know, 2, and then I could let that, you know, the other 2 sit at break even, and then just trail as I feel fit, right? Okay, we hit 700 again. Maybe I'm going to be tight on that 700 level, right? Okay, so now we got a good flush. I can flush here, and you can trail out a little bit better, you know, maybe take one off as you approach that overnight low, because that was our initial target, right? Overnight high to overnight low. We're talking through those kind of trades there. And then, you know, even bigger size, or maybe if you trade smaller with micros, with call it 10 micros, and you take off half, take off two, and then you just leave one or two on to just see how low you can get. When it comes to funding companies like Top Step and some of these other ones, you do need to be flat by the end of the day. So you can let it run as much as you want until 310, and then or some of the other companies let you go till 4. But realistically, you just kind of let it play out. If you have a little bit more size on, that's how you can trail it out a little better. Unless you're just like slap it on and see how far it'll go. Yeah, it'll play out on days like today where it is a bit of a trend day. But some of the other days where you're going to get choppy, if you don't get in there and get into profit kind of quick, there's a chance that you get ran over and stopped out, and you give back. If you're in here and you're still down here, you're giving back $2,000 if it rotates back and stops you out. So just have trailing rules that you stick to pretty consistently. Right? Today, my trailing rules got me out kind of quick, but realistically, at the end of the day, you could have maximized it with a little bit of different trailing if that's your style. But being up 600 on the day, I'm only trying to catch small pieces of big moves, because if I can consistently do things like that, I'm taking money off the table, I'm building my account up, and then maybe as I size up, as I start to scale out of certain things, I could even maximize my profits more and more and more. But until then, we're just trying to get ourselves back to funded, back into a good routine, utilizing our levels, understanding what's going on at these places, and say, okay, why a price up here? Why does it want to rotate down? Well, maybe because Powell's talking about not cutting rates in March. Maybe the bigger players have, yes, pushed it up, but they've continuously sold it off around that 760 level, around those all-time highs, because why would they continue to buy through the all-time highs when they know next rate cut's not coming for a little bit? Next meeting may give them more information if, economic conditions permit. They want to be down at lower prices. So that's why that short bias has come in. So that's why you got to be mindful of things like that. Plus just technical levels on, that 30-minute trend line crack has really pushed us to the low side as well. So all these things, all these confluences are really going to get you to a good area of where you may have a better understanding of what's going on. I'm going to stay on until 11:30. Just give me 2 minutes. I'm going to take one minute, and I'll be right back. All right. Free month of Tradecaster giveaway. 25 viewers. I will be giving it away. So head over to Tradecaster if you're on YouTube. Sign up. We'll give 1 month free away. You do get a 7-day free trial, so you might as well head over there. Do the 7-day free trial. Get that 7-day free trial. Head over there. We'll do that giveaway once we get 25 people over there. Invite a friend. Bring them over. That month will get you full access, just like your 7-day free trial gives you full access to the whole site. Hopefully it provides you value, and then you can go from there and and learn from some of the best traders in the business. So 25 viewers. I want to try and get it done by Thursday by 11 o'clock Central Time. Eastern times or other time zones that are viewing this. 11 o'clock Central Time. So it's basically right now. Come Thursday, I would really like to get 25 people on here, do that month giveaway. Good morning, Private Trader. Good to see you. We're up 600 on the day. If you're just coming in, joining us, we took that trade pretty much on the open, and then we took a couple small little $50 winner break-even kind of deals. So we're just sitting here kind of having a conversation, providing value, trying not to overtrade some of these names, just like Deck just put in the chat. Nvidia kind of getting beaten down a bit. It's kind of helping these shorts out, right? But we are at a pretty strong liquidity point for me, where price is probably going to slow down, make more of a decision. As the day goes on, it could bounce, could rotate through, but we're not trading anymore for the rest of the day. It is a point where I would be interested normally if I wasn't looking to be at the end of the day for myself trading wise. Some sort of bounce play from the extreme here just to catch a little bit of a move, maybe a rotation back to the breakout, 640 to rotate back down. These are just the kind of things that I'm looking at. Just to be mindful for tomorrow or even maybe later on. We're looking to get all these accounts funded. I did mention, if Profit Trader, you're still on here, we are going to do a giveaway, free month of TradeCaster. If you're already a lifetime member, cool. You could give if you do win, you can give the free month to somebody else that has followed all the rules come the day of the giveaway. Do that probably Thursday. If I can get 25 viewers on by 11, we're going to do that. As we grow the account, as we grow the viewer base, I'm going to do giveaways pretty frequently. I want to do giveaways. I would like to do giveaways weekly. I also, like I said in the stream earlier, I started a coffee company. It's for day traders by day traders. It's called Day Trading Coffee Company. The link is in the alerts. It's in the chat somewhere. It's in the YouTube. Anybody can see it if you want to go to it. Eventually, a portion of those profits, 10% of all profits, I pretty much lined out, is going to go to purchasing combines and getting underfunded traders opportunities to make some money. So as we grow this TradeCaster, a lot of those giveaways are going to be free combines for Top Step, or if you're thinking maybe take Profit Traders more your speed, maybe I'll give you something over there. I'm really going to try and partner with some of these people as our viewership base grows. Then the more I can give away. And eventually, like I said, come the end of the year, maybe around holiday season, if we can build these profits up and I can develop a decent chunk, I want to try and partner with brokerages and maybe give away some cash accounts. So that's really what I'm looking to do, but it's going to be vetted. It's going to be some good deal. People who deserve that can prove that they really want to trade, not that they're just going to take some money and run. That's why I want to do combines to start, to see if people are actually going to get involved. And then also on the flip side, giving away those combines, I want to also be able to show you how to pass them. That's what I'm doing here, right? I'm showing you that I can pass them and consistently pass them, and we can get some money out of these accounts. Just utilizing the strategies that we see here, just one day at a time, not rushing through the combine. Yeah, I'm up $600. Could I push for more? Yeah. Could I push for more? Of course. But that hurts you. Trying to get that little bit more, Even if we were just like a couple dollars away from passing, that I've fallen into that trap before where I'm a couple dollars away. Let me try and get it. Then you lose 100. Then you're like, oh shit, I lost 100. I'm gonna get some more, and then you just fall into that revenge FOMO trap. So we're gonna teach you how to pass these combines on a consistent basis. So if you lose them like I did, you can jump right back in. Maybe you'll earn one on the first shot when I give you that. Maybe that giveaway, and we can teach you how to do it, and then you can be off to the races. So that's really what I'm looking to do as far as giveaways, helping people out. With the coffee company, not just being a coffee company, not just being a business, but I want to build a community for the trading world. We want to fuel traders. We want to get people, everybody, most people, not everybody, I can't say everybody. A lot of people drink coffee. A lot of people have that in their pre-trading routine where they go get their coffee, they get themselves settled, they get in. We wanted to be a part of that. So if I can fill that niche of helping you fuel your trading, and then also at the same time fill the niche of teaching you how to pass some combines, do some giveaways, fund some underfunded traders. That's my goal. I want to develop a good community because eventually, my trading's going to pay for itself. Everything's going to kind of build off of each other. So, a good community, having a good base, it starts right here at TradeCaster. So I'm pretty grateful for Deck, giving me the opportunity to be on here, help people out. I do think that I've already started to build a relationship with some of the people that pop in and out of the chat. I know it's not easy to just sit in a chat all day, especially trading. You're focused on your trading. I appreciate every time you guys step into the room, whether it's one person, 4 people, and then 25 people come Thursday, who will get that free month of TradeCaster if you follow some simple rules come that day. If I see we're approaching 25, I'll post the rules out there. I'll post the the Instagram posts. We'll get people involved. We'll spin a wheel. We'll make it worth your while, and then we'll give away that free month. You're just gonna have to send me some information so I can send it off and get that done for you. So I'm pretty stoked. Invite some people over from other rooms if you feel that maybe they'll come over here if they want a free month, and we'll go from there. Anybody else in here? I'm gonna post I posted the partnerships page in my day trading coffee company website. I have it on there. The partnerships will give you some discounts on like funding companies. Take Profit Traders a 40% discount. I'm not sure how much Top Step is. It's just the links there give you my little code and it populates automatically the discount. Like I said, I'm not really trying to make money off it. I just want people to be able to have the opportunity to have the discount, get into these environments cheaper, and then eventually give some of those combines away. But the first step of partnering with these companies is doing the affiliate thing and giving you those discount codes. You know, like I said, they pay you like a small percentage, and that's not the long game. I want to partner with them. I want to give away combines. I want to start to develop a relationship between you guys and Tradecaster, our coffee company, and these funding companies to really build a funnel for you guys to profit on these accounts, because there is a lot of opportunity to profit on these accounts. So I'll put my company in there. If you do go to the coffee company, then you will get 15% off with code Policing Pips. Until then, we are going to just work these levels, right? Like I said, a lot of what you're seeing now is very grinding action. You got grinding action here, grinding down now. Just be mindful of these kind of environments here where you're going to kind of get chopped up. You're in that liquidity zone where there could be a pop off of this level. If NVIDIA at any point decides that it wants to turn around, then this NQ and the S&Ps probably will turn around as well. You know, you got Microsoft pushing lows. You got Apple. It broke above those highs and now it's basing out higher. It could kind of prop us up as well because Apple is heavily weighted. NVIDIA is not as heavily weighted, but it's just so strong of late. It's ran up to over $700 in a couple days. So it's been pretty much leading us in either direction. So, you know, any continuation to the downside will probably continue to have the NQ follow it. It may be more grinding because of Apple, you know, holding up. And let's see, Amazon's breaking that low, but maybe trying to reject it. Google bouncing off lows. Microsoft, like I said, cracking that low, and NVIDIA also just continuously finding that grind to the downside. So if you're in it already, you can continue to grind down, trail your stop, you know, whatever you need to do. I don't have like a great reversal at the moment. I mean, you need NVIDIA to play along a little bit to get you to get that bounce. Apple is breaking those highs, which is also nice for that. Gonna stay on for like 6 more minutes. You know, hopefully we can get some more people on tomorrow. Every day we build up, we will get one day closer to giving that giveaway. 25 viewers. I'm going to post it on my Instagram. If you go over to Instagram, I'm at Policing Pips on Instagram, on YouTube, everything. It's all at Policing Pips. I'm going to start trying to post a little more content on the Instagram for Policing Pips. Most of my education's coming in here while we're trading live, while we're doing all this. So, you know, Instagram is just entertaining. It's fun. It'll provide some value here and there. I'll post some news things. I'll post some other stuff. Once we get people to like the Instagram page, you know, go over to the coffee company, like the coffee company page. We can start to build that giveaway. 25 viewers, a couple rules, and then we'll pump it off. Like I said, follow me on Instagram. Go over to Day Trading Coffee Company. You can buy yourself some coffee, some shirts, some cool stuff. You know, cups, we got mugs, we got shirts. If you're not into coffee, some cool designs in there. Every day I try to add something new. We're trying to grow the availability for everybody. So, and then like I said, 10% of all profits are going to go to funding underfunded traders. We're going to start giving away combines, giving away money, possibly partnering with brokerages later on. that's a year out. I'm looking at trying to partner with brokerages and trying to give away cash accounts. But up in the beginning, I want to try and partner with Top Step, take profit, and build some community there and get you guys into some funding accounts on the house from me to you. But the only way I could do that is if we start spreading the word of the coffee company. We start spreading the word of this stream, because the more we do it, we're going to do all the giveaways on this stream here. If we do have traders in the community that are only going over and buying coffee in the coffee company, there are ways that they can get involved in the giveaways, but most of the giveaways are going to be done right here in Tradecaster. Starting with Thursday, if we get 25 viewers, we're going to go ahead and give away that free month of Tradecaster. So if nobody's got any other questions or concerns, comments, we're getting a little bit of a bounce here. Like I said, from that liquidity zone, you could possibly get a little bit of a rotation up. It was support. It could continue to flush. You're getting a little bit of a bounce in NVIDIA, which is probably helping prop it up. But don't have any sort of entry right now. There's nothing that's telling me, hey, you should probably get long here or continue your short. Just kind of follow your rules, follow your trading plan, and go from there. Try to build your account one day at a time. We're ending the day up 600 on all these accounts. Tomorrow we're going to look to grow it a little bit more, build it up, get ourselves back up closer to getting funded in these accounts. So I'm going to show you how to get funded in these combines, limiting your downside, taking your profits when you can, and running it up. So until tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Time, I'm here every day. If we can get a couple more people on tomorrow, more people begets more people begets more people. Hopefully we can get that 25 viewer mark come Thursday by around this time, 11:30, we'll give away that free month of Tradecaster. I'm going to go over to Deck's room. Maybe I'll drop a line in there and let people know that come Thursday, our lobby will be giveaway central. So until then, like I said, just watch this bounce if you're going to play it. It may not continue past here. Just be mindful of that 600 level. Until tomorrow, I'll talk to you all later. Have a great rest of your day. Hopefully you can enjoy, if it's nice weather out there, enjoy it. All right?